By the way, how do you pronounce? Is it Nappy0yy
Yeah,
or
yeah,
okay?
that's how you pronounce it.
I want to talk about that because I have no idea what Nappy0yy means. So we could start with that thing.
All
So
right.
today so today we have Nappy0yy,
Hell yeah.
Chris Johnson,
Oh, y'all.
aka the money making machine of Twitter.
Man,
One of my favorite people I follow in Twitter. I'm glad to have you here, man. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Everything's going well. Life is treating me good. I'm just living.
You have your health back. You were sick some days ago.
Yeah, I was sick, man. I was trying to beat it for like maybe 2 weeks. And that shit sucks because when you like start feeling sick, you feel like down. You feel physically
Yeah.
weak. You think a little slower, you move a little slower, you don't feel like yourself, and like naturally I have like a lot of energy and shit. So I was like, I don't know, moping around the house and I was traveling, back and forth to California and stuff. That shit sucks, man. I missed that flight. Yeah,
Yeah, you were coming here to my country in the Dominican Republic.
yeah, it would have been my first time, but it's all good. So April, I'll be back. I'm going.
Better. The beach will be warm and not cold. Even though we have like an eternal, how do you call it, a summer here in the Dominican Republic,
Yeah,
still the beaches stay, just go cold during December.
man.
So you have
April
a better time here.
warm, so I'll be back.
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, yeah. So look, I have one question. My English is a little bit and the thing is that I don't know what the hell does nappy means and why Nappy0yy. Could you
So
could you
look,
please tell
look.
me?
All right, so look, check this out. Like the way that we describe our hair, like in the Black American community, is that your hair is like nappy and shit. Like it's all messed up or whatever, right? It gets locked up, it gets tangled, all that shit, right? And when I was a kid, you know who Lil Bow Wow is?
Yeah, yeah.
The rapper. When I was a kid, he had a song it went like hair nappy, but I'm happy, pocket full of dough, right?
Okay.
And I heard that shit. I'm like 10 years old when I heard it. I'm like, hey, that's dope as fuck. Like I am who I am. I look like what I look like. I'm just wild and free and shit. You know what I mean? I'm happy as hell and I get money, so it's good. And then it's just kind of like the nature of the beast, like, yo, this is what it is. Like my hair is like fucking wild all the time. Everyone always makes comments about my hair because right now it's twisted. And sometimes
Okay.
I'll untwist it and it'll just be out and wild. And my mom always got something to say. My sister's always got something to say. Everyone's always talking shit. And I just kind of like, so yeah.
I always wondered how people make their hair do that because, for example, I have some Haitian blood in my whatever, because one of my like great grandfathers or something was Haitian, so I have black. You can see it, I guess, in my hair or whatever, and
Yeah.
I've never figured out how to manage to do that.
Like twist or to lock it.
Yeah, so do you like do it with your hand or something?
Yeah, well, my girl does it, but yeah. Sometimes I'll do it myself. Like you just take two strands of hair and you just twist it, twist it, twist it. If you leave it twisted, it'll lock up. It'll become a lock. But I don't want it for it to lock. So I just untwist it and then retwist it again so it just stays in twist. Because like if it's out, I can't put on hats. I like wearing hats and shit. So
Okay.
there's a lot of things I can't do if my hair is like wild. So I just leave it like this, and I don't want to cut it. So yeah,
So I guess it's high maintenance hair then.
yeah. But I just twist it and forget about it.
Yeah, hey, can I see the watch? Could you?
Oh
Those
yeah.
are one of your watches.
Yeah. So this is
Okay.
called the Sonder, and this is a stingray leather strap. So they usually come with metal straps. So this is like, let's see if you can get close.
I can see it.
It's like one of my favorite options right here. It's all white. As you can tell, it stands out. Like when you're talking, you wave your arm and stuff. But
Yeah, and the contrast.
yeah, exactly. And the contrast for my skin. So
Yeah.
a lot of times people ask me like, "Yo, where'd you get that watch from?" So it's crazy because the more I talk to people, the more I travel, the more I like meet and greet. Everyone always makes a comment about my watch, and then I like, "Yo, I own the company. I designed it myself." And then of course they go buy. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool, man. So I have one of your watches. I gave one to my
Watch.
wife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the gold one, the gold drifter, that's the name.
Gold drifter.
And, yeah, and people like she told me that people in her job, she's a teacher, they loved the watch, the
Yeah,
gold.
that's dope.
Wow. How did you came up with that? Tell me.
Um, so with the in general, what it was I was living in Germany when I started the company. I was just traveling around like every country, and when I get to a country, I would go to the mall, and I would like spend some money at the like at whatever store, just buying a new watch. These watches weren't super expensive. They were like from 100 to like $300, right? And then one time I was in Venice, Italy. I was at the mall and I was getting ready to buy a watch, and it kind of hit me. I'm like, man, this watch is cool, but I would change the hands, like, or it was either the hands or yeah, I think it was the hands. And I'm like, man, if these hands were red instead of them being black, I'd buy this watch. So I'm like, man, here I am. I'm about to buy some shit that I'm not in love with. I like it, but I don't love it. So I'm like, I wonder, like, how do you make your own watch? Like, I'm gonna figure this shit out, right? Like, I don't know how to make a watch. So I flew back home to Germany and I Googled that shit. Literally, I just put it into Google, how do you make a watch? How do you design a watch, right? Then this YouTube video pops up, and this dude's just making a fucking a watch on Adobe Illustrator. So he's making a watch, and I'm like, man, all right, I'm about to buy Adobe Illustrator and figure this shit out too. So I'm just mimicking everything that he does, right? And then I would make a watch. I would design a watch on Illustrator, and I'll just delete that shit. And I'll design another one, delete it, design another one, delete it, right? So now I'm getting good at like designing watches or whatever. So I spent all this time like staying up all night. Like I thought I was Kanye West, man, just staying up, like designing shit, posting on my Twitter and stuff. But at the time I had like fucking 50 followers, so nobody cared, right? So then I Googled, how do you get a watch manufactured? So then all these manufacturing companies popped up, and I'm like contacted them, and I'm like, yo, so I want to get a watch made. So like, how does it work? And they're like, just one watch. I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? And they're like, oh, well, usually we want people to make 200, 300 watches. And I'm like, and how much are they? So at the time, the first manufacturer I spoke to, it was like $68 for a watch, right? And in my mind,
One watch.
yeah, for one watch. So in my mind, if I knew if I were going to sell them to other people, I was only going to sell them for $100. So I'm like, damn, if I buy for 60, sell for 100, it's $40. That's okay. In my mind, I'm fucking naive. I'm dumb as fuck. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, $40. I start talking to other people, and the prices goes down and goes down. And then they're like, yo, the more you order, the cheaper we can give you on the price. I'm like, well, hell yeah. So I guess I'll order more. So I got one watch, one design that I like fell in love with. And
Your own design.
yeah. So my own design, I fell in love with it. I'm like, yo, I want to get this shit made. So I'm like, all right, here's my design. I want to make some. They're like, all right, well, we're going to start you off with 200. We usually require people to make 500, but you can do it for 200 or whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to have 200 of the same watch. And they're like, I'm like, all right, let's do it, right? But I kind of have like this arrogance about myself because like where I'm from, people know who I am because I play sports and blah, 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 all this shit. I went to a bunch of different schools, all this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I know my friends and family are going to buy this shit, like it'll be cool. So my girlfriend at the time, she lived in Colorado. So I sent all the watches, I had all the watches sent to her. So
200.
Yeah, 200. So she sends me like a picture of this big ass box with watches in there. So yo, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck am I get myself into? Like, but
what did you pay for that?
Man, so I've been saving money for a while. Like I made money in the stock market and stuff. But the first 200 watches, they cost me like $4,500, right? But I spent money on like a other bunch of dumb shit. Like I paid people to design the website. I paid for this. I paid for logos. Everything that I paid for, I bought it 2 or 3 times because I would pay somebody to design the website. I didn't like it. I'll pay somebody else, or I paid like 3 different people to get the logos. Blah blah. It cost me about $8,000 just to start off, right? But the math in my head works like this: 200 watches, $100 a piece, right? That's 20 grand. I've only paid $8,000 for it, so I can make some real money if I can sell them, right? So I'm like, all right, I can make $16,000 if I sell them. So let's get to it, Getting pictures, and she's like, "Yo, Chris, this is like a lot of watches," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Let's make this shit happen, though." All right. So then launch day comes. So I get on Facebook. I got like maybe 400 or 500 friends on Facebook. I go on Facebook. I'm like, yo, I started a watch company, like for everyone wants to support, then like, here it is. Here's my first model or whatever. I'm just taking pictures on my phone and posting them or whatever. And what's crazy, everyone's like sharing it. Everyone's sharing it, but nobody's buying it. They're just sharing it, And so I was the first person to buy a watch, right? Like I separate my company money from my money. So I put my money up first. I bought the first watch. My girlfriend bought the second watch. My girlfriend at the time bought the second watch. My brother who's right here with me, he bought the third watch, and then my siblings, family, aunts, uncles, some of my really close friends. So I sold like 16 like right off the bat, right? So I'm like, hell yeah, man, $1,600, like this should be easy. And I'm like, yo, when number 17 comes, I got something special for people because it's called 17th Watches. And every watch on the back for that watch that came out, that model that came out, it was numbered. So you know who has watch number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 200. So I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting for fucking order number 17 to come, and that shit never comes, man. Like, it took forever. And then eventually one of my coworkers bought the watch. So I ended up giving her a free watch and all this stuff, right? And then, like, I guess I kind of start feeling bad for myself. Like, I'm like, damn, man, I got all these people. When they started brands, I was buying their shit. Like, whenever they had something, I'm always there for them. Like, I'm, like, selfish in a way. You know, like, my ego's got the best of me. And I'm like, I was there for people when this happened, when this happened, when this happened. They can't even buy a watch, man. I'm like, and then it kind of hit me. So this dude named Josh that I worked with, he was like, yo, how many people have bought a watch that you don't know? And I'm like, well, yeah. And that's when the fucking light bulb went off. I'm like, you're right, bro. I only know so many people, even though I know, I would say more than the average person, but there's so many more people that I don't fucking know. So then what I did was I got on Instagram and I just started DMing people, right? I would just DM, like, I would follow you. And if you follow me back, I'd be like, hey, what's up? My name is Chris Johnson. I'm from Fontana, blah, 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 own a watch company. You know, here's a few of my designs. Here's my price range. Here's the link, you know? Oh, but I would tell people, tell me about yourself too. So somebody would be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm from Florida and I'm a student, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to graduate. I study computer science. I'm like, yo, that's dope. What are you going to do? Like, I would talk to them a little bit, you know, exchange, go back and forth. And then I would end up getting a sale. So I'm like, damn, man, this shit is cool. You know, like people.
Easy mode activated.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is fucking, man, if I get 30 sales in a month, you know, like one sale every day, that's $3,000. That's dope, right? So I got out of the military. I figured this out. I went to this job interview. I just told the story on Twitter. I went to a job interview. They were going to pay me $25 an hour to do human resources for them. I was hella hyped about that because I'm like, man, if I can make a few dollars with the watches and $25 an hour to do this, and then maybe I'll go to school, I can get some more money. And I went to a few interviews. They called me back and they were like, yo, you didn't get the job, right? Mind you, I have a fucking ego, you know? So I'm like, how you gonna pick somebody over me? You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna pick? I'm like I'm the hardest worker. I'm the smartest person in the world, all this shit, you know? And then that's when it hit me, like, why am I asking somebody? If I am who I say I am, then, you know, I can put money in my own pocket. I can blow my own company up. I could do all this other stuff instead of me asking people for jobs, me asking people for opportunity, you know? So that's kind of like when everything changed. Like, so all this stuff was kind of like unfolding at once. I got out of the Army, so my paycheck was stopping. I started going, you know, DMing people. I'm getting sales that way. And then I'm just like, man, I could just do this shit on my own. You know, like, I don't want to rely on nobody. I don't want nobody's help. Fuck everybody. How did I not get that job? Me and the girl at the time had broke up. I'm like, fuck her too, you know? I was just on this rampage, man. And what I like to do, man, like, whenever, like, you see this, I do this on Twitter. Whenever I'm arguing with somebody or some shit, my first reaction is like, I'm just trying to get some money out of the situation, you know? I'm arguing with people on Twitter. You ain't gonna find out where I live, or you ain't gonna run into me.
Guy who called you the N word.
Yeah. Dude,
how much money did you make from that?
I think I made $5,000 that day. Damn, so that's why dude called me a nigger. He said something about this nigger. So I just like looked at the time. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give myself a few hours to make some money. I'm gonna show him, like, you know, I'm gonna show him what ignorance looks like. So I ran a sale. I ran a sale for the watches. I ran a sale for the 6-figure side hustle. And then I like screenshot it and I posted. I'm like, yo, this dude called me a nigger, and 3 hours ago I made $5,000 in 3 hours. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Your fucking life sucks, you know? So that's how I like to deal with things.
That was a fun day on Twitter, by the way.
I try to make shit fun, man.
So, how do you come up with that? I guess that you have like the content mindset of how to make money.
Yeah.
So you capitalize on every fucking opportunity that you see, at least not only on Twitter, but also in real life. The other day, you posted some powerful stuff. The from your army time when the chief told you ask you about like who's the best basketball player, who's the best whatever, and then he asks you stuff about war.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that, please?
All right. So this is what happened. It's it's like 2010 or 11, and I'm in Iraq, right? Like, and I'm 18 years old. I'm young as fuck. I'm just like, still wet behind the ears. And I went to Iraq, and it was like a slow day at work. We worked like 12-hour shifts or whatever. And we're just sitting in the office, and me and my friend are arguing about if the Lakers, the LA Lakers, they won 3 championships in a row. Shaq was on the team, Kobe was on the team, blah, blah, blah. So we're arguing, like, he's like, oh, it was Kobe's team, Kobe was the man. And I'm like, no, it was Shaq's team, Shaq is the man. And I knew my supervisor was into sports. So he calls me over to his office, and his office is separate from our office. So I go into his office, and he's like, hey, Private Johnson, who was the leading scorer in the NBA last year, this past season or whatever? And I was like, Kevin Durant. And I just knew it off the top of my mind because I grew up watching sports and stuff. And I know not only was Kevin Durant the leading scorer, he was the leading scorer. So that was his second time leading the NBA in scoring. So he was like, and who was the leading scorer last year? And I'm like, Kevin Durant, and Dwayne Wade was before that. So I'm like, I know a lot of shit about sports. You want to talk about sports? We can talk about sports. I'm thinking I'm impressing him or something. You know what I mean? Like, because I knew he was into sports. And I'm like, yeah, like I know all this stuff about sports. Like I live and breathe this shit.
So you're thinking that your boss, the general, was, oh, this guy knows a lot.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like he's like, yeah, like, yeah, man, this dude. And not only do I know sports, I'm good at sports. He's seen me play, so I'm like thinking I'm impressing him. And he's just sitting there like this. He's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, so what's the maximum effective range on your M4, right? So basically what that means is how far, like using the techniques that you know to shoot your rifle, how far or away or how close does your enemy have to be, does your target have to be for you to hit him, right?
That's with a gun.
Yeah, with the gun, right? So if I'm pointing my rifle at somebody, like if I'm like 15 footballs of fields away and I'm pointing my rifle at someone and I'm trying to shoot them, it's not going to fucking happen, right? So he's like, what's the maximum effective range of your M4 rifle, right? And I'm like, I don't know, Sergeant, but I know where to find the answer. I'll get back to you. And he's like, all right, and what's the procedure for reporting a death on the battlefield? And I'm like, I don't know, Sergeant, but I'll get back to you. And it still hasn't hit me what he's doing or what he's trying to show me. So then he's like, Private Johnson, you're smart as hell. You have this big ass brain and it's useless information, right? So then he like kind of like starts to break it down to me. He's like, look what you're at. Like, look where you're at. You're in the middle of Iraq. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're in the middle of a war zone, and you don't know shit about war. You don't know shit about how to operate your weapon system in case some shit goes down. You don't know how to report a death just in case somebody dies and you're right there or whatever, right? And he's like, but you know all this useless shit about the NBA, right? Like, you're never going to meet Kevin Durant. You're never going to fucking talk to him. I'm like, damn, man, that's like deep. It hit me, bro. It really hit me because it made sense. He made sense.
It's life or death, man.
Yeah, it's life or death. It's not a joke. And what's crazy is prior to this happening, I mean, like, yeah, probably 2 or 3 weeks before this happening, somebody in our unit had got shot. And everybody had to come into the office. We had to report the casualty or whatever. And he's like walking us through all this stuff. So he asked me the question, but he gave me the answer a few weeks ago, and I just didn't retain the information. But I could retain how many points Kevin Durant scored last season and which game.
That's stopping the heart.
Yeah, it really opened my mind, right? So it's kind of the way I look at life, man. It's like, we know so much information about shit that's not going to help us. You know, like how I am on Twitter, I talk about like how I don't know about politics. Well, I know about politics, but I don't talk about politics. I don't care about politics, none of that shit, because it's not going to affect my day-to-day life, right? So it's useless information. So me knowing which Democrat did this and blah, 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 it might affect me in the long run, but as of now, it doesn't. Therefore, I don't care. I need to focus on what affects me, my life, my family. Today, how can I make my life better today, you know? So I'm sure you've seen, like, for instance, when Donald Trump became the president, how half of the Americans were like, hell yeah, America, and the other half were like, oh, the world's coming to an end, right? So imagine this. Imagine on fucking Friday, Barack Obama's the president, and then on Saturday, Donald Trump becomes the president, and you spend all this time bitching about how the world was going to end. You still wake up on Saturday and perform your duties as an adult as a functioning member of society every single day, right? Like, you still got to fucking pay your bills, bro. Like, you still got to take care of your family. You still got to do this. You just got to do that. So you wasted so much energy on nothing, right? Like, you could have been learning skills. You could have been doing this, doing that, right? So some people still complain every single day about who our president is or who this is and what's going on and what the latest celebrity is doing and all this shit. And they can't fucking take care of themselves. They can't feed themselves. They can't defend themselves. They haven't called their fucking moms. You know what I mean? Like, bro, don't argue with me if you haven't called your mom. You know, like, your mom loves you and cares about you, and you're so busy arguing with random people that you haven't called her, right? So this is kind of like how I am in life, man. Like, I think after I learned that lesson, like, I just started like implementing it all the time. So information it's not like a zero-sum game, right? I can know about basketball and I can know about war. I can know about basketball and I can know about finances. I can know about finances and I can know about political things or like world issues, right? So information is not like zero-sum. You can know about everything. There's people that know a little bit about everything or a lot of bit about everything, right? So there's no issue there. So if you're into certain things, there's no issue there. But energy is a zero-sum game, right? Once you're out of energy, once you're out of physical energy for the day, you need to rest and restore it. Once you're out of mental energy for the day, out of emotional energy for the day, you have to rest and restore it, which means if you spend blocks of energy, so imagine every hour of the day is a block of energy, right? So you got 24 blocks of energy. You need 8 of those just to sleep, just to recover, right? Maybe 6, maybe 7, however much you spend or whatever, right? So if you spend 8 hours sleeping, you have 2 more 8-hour windows of energy, right? If you spend that energy doing dumb shit that's not productive, it's gone,
Wow,
right?
that's a great analogy, man.
Yeah, it's gone. Once you spend, like, if I spend, I don't know, if I spend 10 blocks of energy, so I sleep for 8, I have 16 hours left. If I spend 10 hours of energy playing video games, I don't have those same 10 hours to learn about coding, to learn about web design, to learn about ads, to learn about whatever. And it doesn't only have to like apply to making money. It could be like, I need to learn, I don't know, how to be a better communicator. I need to learn how to do this. I need to talk with my children about this or that, or I need to talk to my wife about this and that, right? So once that energy is gone, it's gone, right? So you can know a lot about a lot, but you don't have a limited amount of energy to implement things or to learn or to do whatever, right? So when the energy is gone, it's gone. And that's why I don't focus on dumb shit.
So how do you invest your energy right now? Could you guide us through your day?
All right, so this is what I do, man. When I wake up in the morning, I don't wake up early,
What
right?
time, more or less?
All right, I probably wake up like 9, 10 o'clock. Nothing crazy, but I go to sleep at 4 in the morning, right? So I go to sleep at 4 and I wake up by like 9, 10, sometimes even 11, right? And then what I do is I do what's most.
Sorry, is there a reason that you go to bed at 4?
I don't know, man. Me and sleep don't have a good relationship, bro. Like I'm genuinely not tired. You know, like I'm not tired, and I'm not one of those people that like I'm not gonna lay in the bed for 5 hours, you know, and not do anything. So, excuse me, I'm like trying to find something to do, or maybe I'm just coming up with ideas or whatever. I just can't sleep.
So you wake up at 9, 10 a.m. and then?
All right, so I wake up 9, 10 a.m. and then I think to myself, or maybe I have it written down, or whatever. What are the most important things I need to do today? Right? I don't want to save the world today. I just want to do 2 or 3 things that are very important. Right? If I can do those 2 or 3 things, then I can go do whatever the fuck I want to do. The reason why I only make it 2 or 3 things is because I'm going to repeat this cycle 365 days a year. Right? So it's not a Monday through Friday thing. If it was a Monday through Friday thing, then instead of doing 3 things every day times 7 days, I probably need to do I need to do 4 or 5 things a day for 5 days, right? So I do it every single day. So I always have a lot of free time, right? Or a lot of time to myself so I can, you know, manage this business or manage that business or manage this relationship or whatever. So I just knock out what's most important. So
what is most important for you right now?
All right, so right now I'm turning over brands for the rich market, right? So what's most important for me right now is to ship out all the brands that have been purchased already, to contact everyone who still owes the second part of their money or the second part of their payment, to maintain the relationship with the photographer. We got a new photographer on board, so I need to talk to him. So I need to talk to him about simple things like we need to speed up the process from when he gets a sample to when the sample is to when the photos are shot, right? So those are like 3 things I need to do today. I have another photographer out here that I need to go pick up samples for. Once I go pick up those samples from that photographer because he had a photo shoot with them, then I need to package them or have somebody package them to ship them off, right? So think about this. The faster I can get the samples from the photographer, get them over to the person that's making the website, or get them over to our VA, because now we have like a virtual team making our website. The faster I can do that, the faster my clients make their payment. So there's a direct like transaction going on with the things that I need to do and me making money, right?
Yeah, let me make a pause there.
Okay.
Let's explain what the rich market is, because we're talking, and I know what you're talking about, but some people will not know. What is the rich market?
Okay, so it starts, I need to continue my story for the watches. So what happened with the watches is I started making money. I started talking about how I'm making money on Twitter. People ask me how. And I made a product called Six Figure Side Hustle, showing people exactly how I did it to make money or whatever, right? I noticed that a lot of people were watching the webinar. This is a webinar. They were watching the webinar saying, this is good information, blah, blah, blah. They would give me good feedback. But then some of them wouldn't even use their phone calls to call in and talk to me because I offered a 30-minute phone call. Some of them.
That's how we met, because I bought your product.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, you remember, you actually cashed in on your phone call. A lot of people didn't. So I'm just looking at the numbers, how many people bought. So at the time that I really looked at the numbers, I think I maybe had 1,200 people that bought Six Figure Side Hustle. I probably talked to 30 or 40 people on the phone, right? So I'm thinking, okay, either the webinar was bad, which I've kind of already like figured out that it wasn't bad, because everyone would DM me and say this was great, or they would at me and they would say this is great, or they email me and say this changed my life, but they wouldn't even call me, or they wouldn't even set up their phone call. So I realized that the problem is they just don't want to do the basic things, or they don't know how to do the basic things. So now here I am in Europe, and I'm just traveling around, and I figured out that the amount of people that bought and the amount of people that taken action is like, the conversion rate's low as hell.
1%.
Yeah, like
0.1%.
Less than 1%. So then I started, so I made a tweet saying, I want to build a brand for you. The things that I told you to go do in Six Figure Side Hustle, I'll do them for you. I'll take care of the dirty work for you. And you just pay me a flat fee of $1,000. And everyone jumped on that, because now I'm taking away all like the dirty work. Because for me or you, like if you told somebody, hey, all you got to do is find something that somebody needs and then make an offer to them, and then you're going to get money, right? To you, like, you do it all the time. You do it every single day, right? But to somebody else, they're like, well, what do people need? So you're speaking in a fast forward language, and they're still stumbling over the basics. So what I figured was, I'll take care of the basics for them. I'll offer.
What are the basics?
So the basics are finding a product, creating a website, and then getting traffic to your website, right? Or getting traffic to wherever people are going to give you money. So if you're selling things on Twitter, you need people to come to your Twitter. If you're selling things on your website, you need to send people to your website. Those are the basics. I'll take care of the basics for you. But each of those categories of the basics breaks down into subcategories, right? So for instance, if you tell somebody, find a product that can be resold.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
What is finding a product?
Exactly. What is finding a product? How do I find the product? Don't worry, bro. I'll take care of it for you. I'm going to go to this website. I'm going to do this. I'm going to order the sample. So the rich market is a service that's building people brands, right? Just the same way I have a watch brand, somebody else could have a watch brand. I'll take care of all the basics for them.
And they are great products. I saw Alicia Sierra, that's her name. Yeah. She's selling like these Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah,
great. So, yeah, I saw it. Those are great, man. Do you have it there?
No, I sent it off to her already.
Okay.
So that's what happens. So I get the product from China, and it has her logo on it and everything, and I need to turn it over to the photographer so she can have nice photos for her website. So I'm testing it before I turn it over to the photographer, and I'm like, shit is amazing, like this is high quality shit, So eventually when I turn it over to her, I go on her website and I order one. I'm like, yo, I need one for my house, like but that's pretty good. Like I ordered one. This guy Aaron ordered one.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah,
I talk to him sometimes.
yeah. He's a cool guy. So
Yeah.
I ordered one. Keanu ordered one. My business partner Keanu ordered one. Aaron ordered one, all on the same day. Right? We all ordered one for $100 a piece. I don't know her back end. I don't know how many other people have ordered, but I just know from that thread that she created or that she hopped in, she had 3 $100 orders from me. I mean, with her brand, right?
From you, Keanu, and Aaron.
And Aaron, $100 each. That's $300, right? She's paid me $1,000, and in the matter of an hour, she got 3 orders, right? She's almost made her money back, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure she has orders.
Amazing.
I'm sure she's made other orders from other people, but within the span of 1 hour, I place an order, Aaron placed an order, Keanu placed an order. So that's my whole thing. What I'm teaching people is you can make money without physically going to work and trading your time for money, because you have a product, you have a website, you get people to look at it, and they'll go spend their money with you, right? So the very things that I'm teaching her and I'm teaching people, I'm watching it unfold, and I get to see my customers are out making money, you know? So now I'm like, man, I'm making money. Of course, they paid me, so I'm making money off of the deal. And then they turn around and make money off of their customers, you know? And it's an even exchange. Like, it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Ridge market, man, because I see a lot.
How did you came up with that idea?
So basically, that's what I did. I just looked at the numbers. It was what the numbers were telling me. The numbers of six-figure side hustle, how many people bought versus how many people cashed in on their phone call, and I realized, like, maybe they're just stumbling over the small things, right? And there's nothing wrong with paying somebody to do simple things for you, right? Because if I need to hire somebody to come put to put the drywall up, to them, it's simple. To me, I'm like, where the fuck do I start? So to reserve my time, I can give them money to do it for me, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just knock out the small things for people. You know, like I'll contact a photographer. They don't know what they're looking for when it comes to product photography. They don't know what they're looking for when it comes to a website or talking to manufacturing and learning all these terms, dealing with Chinese manufacturing, shipping, blah, blah, blah. You have custom issues. I'll just do it for you. It's my second language, and to you, it might be foreign. Not only am I going to do it for you, I'm then going to explain everything to you. So now you could stand on your own. If you can stand up on your own, your brand can stand up on your own, on its own without me, then we're both successful, right? If you can go make money, if I can teach my student to go make money without me, I'm successful.
Yes, it is. That's the best testimonial ever. Your students are your best testimonials.
Exactly.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree. So, you know, I do a 1 hour phone call for the Ridge Market customers when I'm ready to turn their brands over to them, right? And this is what I explain to them. The reason why you have access to me, the reason why you have my phone number is because if you do what I teach you to do and you start making money, I'm going to use you as a testimony to go get more people, right? So it's in my best interest to make sure you make money. So then I can go, yo, Alicia Sierra made some money today. You know, she's one of the Ridge Market brands. She made some good money. You can do the same thing, right? So of course I want to teach other people how to do these things so I can turn around and use them as proof. That's what it's all about. You notice there's a lot of people on Twitter who, like, you know, good advice or advice comes a dime a dozen. What really makes you stand out is you have proof of your work, right? So I'm not sitting around telling people, yeah, in theory, you can make money by doing this. No, I fucking did it. And now I'm telling you what I just did, right? So it's just like all about proof of work. And once you have that proof of work, you can launch other products, right? Like once I've established the watch company, I can turn around and have people pay me to teach them how I did it because it's good information. Or I can just do it for them, right? So, and you've seen Six Figure Side Hustle, you know, like.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. In my case, I still haven't figured out how the hell can I sell those products to you guys in the States, because here in the Dominican Republic it's different. You know, people don't have $100 to buy stuff. So I would have to lower the price, less profit. It's not good for me. And I still haven't figured out how to ship stuff to the United States or have people in the United States hold that thing for me. Do you have any idea how to do that?
Yeah. You can like Google shipping warehouses. put American shipping warehouses, and they'll tell you, hey, for every package we send out of whatever product you have, we'll give you $4. We'll give you $5. Let me tell you something that's crazy about your situation.
Tell me.
So in your mind, you're like, people in the Dominican.
That's a mental block for me. I confess.
I'm about to open this shit up for you.
Yeah,
so
do it.
You go, people in the Dominican Republic don't have the money to spend $100 for a watch all the time, right?
They have, but
yeah,
you know.
But maybe it's easier to convince Americans to do it, right? And then you say, okay, so I need either to lower my price, or I need to find somebody in America that could ship it around or whatever, right? All right, so let's remove the physical product, right? You can just create something living in the Dominican Republic. You can create something that Americans want to buy, right?
I thought about that.
That doesn't have to be shipped, right? I'm gonna tell you, you did it because I paid you for the shit. A Twitter header, right? A Twitter header. So your pitch is, if you take Twitter seriously, you should have a nice header. You should have a nice thing. So then you start making Twitter headers, and guess who's paying you for it? The Americans, right?
Yeah.
So you follow the formula that I taught you in Six Figure Side Hustle, but you just probably didn't connect it, right? So once you have a product or a service, you just start getting the traffic. You tell people, hey, this is why you should pay me, and then they're going to pay you, right?
I make a shit ton of money.
And you make good money doing it, right? So the thing with Six Figure Side Hustle is it was specifically towards building a physical brand, having a physical product and doing it, right? Last night, I stayed up to really late in the morning because I'm creating a version of Six Figure Side Hustle that's for services or information. So if you want to sell something like a Twitter header, that you could just watch this.
Or a web page or a copywriting letter or whatever.
Whatever you want to do. If it's a diet and fitness plan, if it's a budgeting course, if it's how to wholesale real estate, whatever it is, you have a digital product and you want to sell it, or you have a service you can offer to people online, I'm going to teach you how to do it because I made a lot of money with Six Figure Side Hustle. Right?
Are you going to upload it to Teachable or to Gumroad? Because I know that you engaged with Gumroad CEO. I did a podcast with him 2 days ago. That guy is very smart.
Yeah, he's dope as fuck, man.
Yeah, very, very cool.
You know what's crazy? I endorse Gumroad like there's no tomorrow. I'm always
me too.
When they tweet stuff, I'll retweet it because they gave me a platform to make a lot of money, you know? And then the CEO, he followed me, and then, you know, we start DMing. I'm like, man, this dude is cool as fuck. You know, like, yes. I like him. He's dope. And that's what's kind of dope about being online is once you find people who are like-minded or they just care about what you got going on, you care about what they got going on, then you want to keep in contact with these people, you know, and he's cool as fuck. So I would feel like a bad friend. Like, I don't know him, but I would feel like a bad friend if I went to some other website because I've never had any issues with Gumroad. I love Gumroad. Matter of fact, in the course, I'm going to tell people to go on Gumroad, right?
Yeah, I would advise you to do that because I talked to him. He's a really straightforward guy.
Yeah.
We talked about the politics, about banning people, about sending people to hell because they don't agree with their opinion. And he told me something that struck me, that is very different from other platforms. He said, well, if I've had to do it, I'll do it. Now, I will not bullshit you because of the reason. Yeah. I'll tell you, and I won't be like the other guys, like, you know, like just saying, no, this is what you know, all that political stunts to evade the topic. Yeah. And that gave me comfort because that guy won't mess around. He wants the best for the company, but also for the creators. So he's really straightforward, and I like that.
Yeah, I like it too, man. I like it because you know what? A lot of people who own these platforms that can de-platform people, what they do, like for instance, in his case, let's say I'm selling some bullshit that he doesn't agree with or his company doesn't agree with. They sit around and they wait. They would, not them, but in theory, they would sit around and wait for me to make a lot of sales so they can a fee off of this, right? They're getting a fee and I'm making people more aware that Gumroad exists or that whatever platform exists. And then once they get enough money off of me, they can just kick me off the platform, right?
Disclaimer, this is not something that happened. This is just a hypothetical with other brand, not Gumroad, another brand.
So for him to say, yo, if I'm going to deplatform somebody, or if I'm going to not, if I don't want people on my platform, I'll do it right away. That's good. You know, like that's like you said, it gives you comfort. Like, yo, like if I don't want to work with someone, I'm not going to try to get as much like, you know, maybe publicity or fees for transactions or whatever off of them, and then say fuck you. Like, I'm just gonna say fuck you straight up. You know?
Yeah, you
That's
know, he lives in Utah, and you know, Utah is filled with conservatives,
Yeah.
and he told me that most of the people in his town are conservative. So he has access
Mhm.
to banned speech because I read the news. I know it's entertaining, and there's something weird about that. But let's not talk too much about that. I want to talk about you.
I just
I
want
want
to
to talk
say,
about you.
dope, man. I like him.
Yeah, that guy is great, and I endorse him 100%, just like you.
So yeah,
And
and so in my next course that's coming out, is I'll give you. I've never told anybody what it's called or whatever, right?
do you
So
have the name? Can you
yeah,
do
yeah.
it here?
Are you familiar with
World premiere.
world? Hey, send the sirens off and shit. Familiar with the rapper 50 Cent?
Yeah, 50 Cent.
So his big
Dodged
album,
the shot 9 times, and
yeah, right. Gangster.
what's the legend?
He's dope as fuck, right? I love that dude. His album that made him really popular, made him a lot of money. It's called Get Rich or Die Trying, right? That's the album. It's fucking dope as hell. It's one of the dopest rap albums ever, right? Get Rich or Die Trying. So the name of my course is gonna be Get Rich or Die Tweeting, right? So I'm just gonna like, it's just like, you know, wordplay for like, yo, if you're gonna be on Twitter, you might as well get money, right? Like if you're on Twitter, you might as well hustle. Not for everybody, because some people are there just to learn and stuff. But you see how it is where people are moving to like this guru space where you might be good with teaching people how to learn, right? And I might be good with working out. So you could teach these people how to learn. I'll teach these people how to work out. And they could turn around, somebody could turn around and teach me how to manage my time, right? So it's all useful information. The same way when you go through like the college program, you go learn different courses that eventually should help you out, right? So for these people who do want to teach somebody something, and you're on Twitter and you want to teach somebody something, I'm not going to teach you how to grow your Twitter because there's people out there that already made how to grow your Twitter guides, right? And they have way more followers than me. Yeah, so they have way more followers or they have more information than me. So I don't want to step on their lane. Like, you know, like you can go learn from other people how to grow your Twitter. I'm going to teach you how to monetize your Twitter. I'm going to teach you how to get the money out of Twitter, right? Because I was making $30,000 a month from Twitter when I had 5,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? So I can't. So there's people who can teach you how to get 5,000 followers. I'm going to be the next step. I'm going to teach you how to make the money off of your followers in the first place. Because if I can do $30,000 a month with 5,000 followers, what can the person with 50,000 followers do? What can the person with 500 followers can then turn around and make $1,000 a month? You know, so I'm going to teach people how to monetize their Twitter, how to monetize having access to people in like in a social platform, right? So in the traditional business world, me and you might go meet up and have a coffee, but because we're on social media, this is what we do, right? And we can do things. You could do things that help me out. I could do things that help you out. So Get Rich or Die Tweeting, man. I almost finished it last night because I wanted. It's Sunday. It's Sunday in America, so there's a football game on right now. So once the football game goes off,
hey, you made a bet with Ed Lattimore.
Oh no! He ended up not betting me. He was gonna end up not betting me. Yeah, thankful that he didn't make that bet because he would have lost. But when the football game goes off on Sunday, everyone's attention is just kind of like whatever. So I wanted to launch this product to tell
Monday.
like, yo, you're on Twitter, you fucking sit around on Twitter and you talk shit all day long, get some money. I'm gonna show you how to do it, right?
Are you launching it tomorrow?
I got a flight to Germany tomorrow, so I'm not sure. But I'm almost done with it. I'm really close, right? But the thing is, I don't want to hurt Twitter by releasing this. I don't want to hurt, and what I mean by Twitter hurting Twitter is I don't want a bunch of like people who don't know shit. They just see like a route to get money quick. I don't want them to have access to it, you know?
Yeah, but that won't happen because as we talked about before, maybe 1% of the people follow through what you said. But the ones that do, they get the money.
Yeah, they get. So look, man, I think here's the thing: six-figure side hustle has been out for 6 months, right? In those 6 months, I've made $230,000 in 6 months, right? If my students do half of that, they're living good.
That's the best testimonial ever.
Yeah, if they do a fourth of that, if they make a fourth of what I made in 6 months, even if they made a fourth over the course of a year, that's more money than average American makes, right? So I'm gonna show people how to monetize Twitter. You know, like I make a decent amount of money off of Twitter, and I'm gonna show people how to do it, and it's gonna be fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why there's no reason why you shouldn't make $1,000 a day.
Those affiliate links will be all over the place.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you have something to teach, you know, if you have something to teach. So if you have something to teach, I'm gonna show you how to teach it. You know, I'm gonna show you how not to teach it, but how to monetize it. And it's gonna be fucking fun. Get rich or die tweeting, man. It's coming.
Yeah, more courses on 2018. Yay!
Hey, but you know the thing is, everyone has a course, and I like it. I actually like it. I'm one of the people.
Like it too. When I see that, man.
I don't understand the hate. I like it because
I like it.
Because check this out. If I wanted, you have a college degree?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you taken classes and courses that didn't pertain to what your degree is in, but you had to take it just because?
Well, the thing is that I went to college for 10 years. It took me 10 years to just finish it because I worked. I forgot about college and worked, made money, and forgot college. Then my family pressured me, and my wife told me, "Look at me, fucker. You need to finish that because you have a son. And your son will look at you, no college degree." She shamed me. So I said, "Oh, crap. Okay, you win. Not for you, not for my father, my mother, for the little boy. Yeah. Okay, you win.
What's your son's name,
come again?
What's your son's name?
Javier.
Javier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Xavier, but with a J.
Okay, got you. So look, what's cool about that is then you could look to him and say, "This is the family standard. Accomplish something. Whether it's going to be college or whatever, accomplish it. I did it. You do it too, right? Accomplish something." So here's the thing. I have about 3 years of college knocked out, right? Majority of the classes I've taken were bullshit. Like, why do I have to take this class if I want to learn about this? Like, we have records and shit like that, right? But I got away with it because the military paid for these classes, right? Not everybody joins the military. Not everyone's going to have free school. If there's a lot of people in this world that have to pay for these things, they go in debt to take stupid ass classes, right? Like, and these classes aren't cheap. It's $900, $1,200 for one class that has nothing to do with what you're interested in, right? Or you could find somebody who created something that you are interested in and pay them $100. Pay them $100. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking dope.
And so, most of them have a refund refund policy.
Yeah, and so it's crazy. It's like, if I want to get into working out and stuff, I can go on like Alexander Cortez's page and be like, "Yo, this dude knows what he's talking about. Buy his shit," right? So I can go directly to the source and buy what he's selling. If I wanted to learn how to get more engagement on Twitter, I can go to Ed Lattimore and say, "Okay, look, this dude knows what he's doing," right? We're literally sending people to school to borrow money to learn from a bunch of people who don't have no idea how the real world works, right? So what's crazy is I dropped out of school like 2 years ago, and I was studying marketing. And what happens in marketing is we were studying a lot of cases of companies that did this, that, and the third in the past, right? Imagine right now,
10, 20, 30 years ago.
20, 30 years, even 10 years ago, and the landscape has changed. Imagine right now, there's some kid right now who's watching this shit right now. I know who the fuck you are, man. You're watching this shit right now. You study marketing, and in your marketing class, you're about to graduate later on in like June this year. In your marketing class, they never even mentioned the word Facebook ads. Now you're gonna turn around and you're gonna go to a company that's gonna hire some freelance dude who knows about Facebook ads. That could have been you. The freelancer gets to make his own terms of employment, right? I know these things because I worked with businesses that hired me to run their Instagram account, and they had a bunch of people who studied marketing that are sitting there making $15 an hour, and I'm like, "Yo, this is what I'm charging you. I'm only coming here for 1 hour a week, and you can only talk to me for this 1 hour a week. Here's my email, send me everything you need. And they're like, okay, Chris, you know what you're doing, so we're going to listen to you. But I don't have no debt behind me learning how to play on Instagram. I bought a book for $12 and I just applied it, right? This other person went and studied some shit that Coca-Cola did in 1930 and it has no fucking relevance on how to move today. Like, so this is why I like people making courses, because you can just go straight to the source, like you don't gotta borrow no money. You don't have to do anything, man. Give me $50. I'm gonna tell you how to make money, right? But so my thing is, I only want $50 because I'm gonna get thousands of people to give me $50. Like, like it's on you to apply it. It's on you to make this shit happen. All I'm asking for was $50. It's an even exchange, right? So I like that. So some people offer courses. Ryan Homer. I bought his Facebook course for $250.
Oh,
right?
the Facebook guy.
Yeah. Damn, was it $250 or was it $5? I spent too much money.
It's $240 something, I guess.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money on learning things, right? I fucking love it though. Like I learn it. So I bought his. But mind you, I make a lot of money right now, right? I make a lot of money, and I'm still not hesitant to spend money learning more shit. Like I'm not comfortable. I'm not complacent. And these are the things I'm turning around and telling other people, like, yo, I don't care if you make $100,000 at your job. I don't care if you make $80,000 at your job and you go to work for 1 week. Don't get complacent, because the times are going to change. The market's going to change, and you have to learn something new. Right now, there's somebody somewhere right now, January 2019, that's building some dope shit that me and you won't hear about until 2025. And then he's going to come out with his story like, yeah, back in 2019, I was doing this and I was learning this and I was studying this. Like, one interesting thing about like wealth and money and stuff is the companies, the Fortune 100 companies from 10 years ago aren't the Fortune 100 companies now, right? The Fortune 100 companies from 25 years ago aren't even Fortune 500 companies now, right? It's because they weren't playing for the future. They weren't playing for the future. They weren't learning. They weren't evolving their skills. Now they're getting replaced. So what's crazy is it's hard to imagine this. Amazon's on top of the world right now. It's 2019. Amazon's on top of the world. In 20 years, they won't be on top of the world unless they keep innovating, unless they keep learning, unless they keep hiring the best talent. If they get complacent, me and you are going to sit around and laugh at our grandchildren and be like, you don't know what Amazon was? You didn't know what Amazon was? Everybody knew who Amazon was, but that's the price that you pay to get complacent. But Amazon's $1 billion company. They have the resources to learn, to hire, to do these. Me and you aren't billionaires. Me and you aren't millionaires. So if we get complacent, we're going to be replaced by somebody who's quicker, who's wittier, who has a better follow-up time. Like, we're going to be replaced by the next person very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So I never stop learning. I never want to stop learning. I never want to stop earning. And it's just like kind of the way I'm built. Like, if somebody's doing something and I think that's interesting, I want to know about it. I want to learn. I want to learn about it. So I want people to go out there and make courses. I want people to teach this and teach that because I want to know. So I like it. But anyways, get rich or die tweeting, man. It's just gonna be
soon in a Gumroad store near you.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be on Gumroad. Me and Gumroad are gonna be like Shaq and Kobe because I'm gonna get a lot of people on Gumroad.
Yeah, and I suggest people to go to Gumroad. The experience of managing your products inside the platform is dumb proof. You just upload the thing, put a price, and that's it.
You just click. Yeah. So that's gonna be it's gonna be coming in the near future. Tomorrow I got that flight. Hopefully I can get it done tonight. Maybe tonight it will release, man.
Besides the Twitter ebook, what's in store for Chris Johnson in the future?
All right. So
are you getting married soon?
Yeah. We can't talk about this.
I don't know.
We went ring shopping, man.
Wow. Hey, this is going to be on the internet. You know that?
Care?
Oh, you went ring shopping. Tell me about that, if you want, of course.
What's crazy is like, all right. So when I went, I'm trying to figure out what she likes. But she's trying to tell me find what I like. But I'm not gonna be wearing the ring.
Hey, let me give you advice. Let me give you an advice. I'll talk lowly. So when I went ring shopping, I just knew it. You see the ring and you just say, "Fuck, that's the one." I'm not joking. The same happened with my brother. He just went with a friend or whatever. and you see the ring and you say, you just know it.
Yeah.
You just know it. That's the one. Man, when she saw that ring, whoosh, mind blown.
Yeah.
You'll know
Yeah.
it. When you see it, you'll know it.
I admire that you're a family man. That's dope, man. That's really dope. I admire that about you. You
Thank
know,
you.
you're about your wife. You're about your son, man. I like that. And your wife is pregnant, right?
Yeah, due on March 2019.
You got another one coming, man. That's dope.
Yeah, another boy.
Yes.
I'm forming my army to
Hell
conquer
yeah,
Dominican Republic.
that's what I'm talking about. So I know it's one thing, like, we have we're on social media, we're connecting with people on the internet and shit like that, but it's very important to grow the relationships that are outside of Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to take care of home. It's important to take care of the family. It's important to take care of those who care about you. Because one day this Twitter shit's gonna disappear. One day my business might disappear, and all I'm gonna have is my family. So it's a very, very, very admirable thing about you, man. Is that you're a family
What
man.
advice would you give the guys that spend all day on Twitter or on social media or whatever? And like disregard the family and the friends.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna give them any advice, right? Because I don't know their situation. Because look,
Let's do the following. What would you do? What do you do right now instead of?
So what I do is what I'll do is make sure that we have time to go out to eat. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. Go have fun outside of the internet, right? The reason why I won't tell anybody else what to do is because if they're not in a relationship and Twitter is a high ROI activity, then be on Twitter. You get what I'm saying? Like, if whatever it is that you can capitalize, because life is all about momentum. So if you're spending, it's kind of like Gary Vee, how he pushes all this content all the time. He's taking advantage of momentum. So some people might tell him to draw back, but he might not be the hottest thing in 5 years. So he has to build this financial cushion. So when he's not the hottest thing in the world, he can still take care of his family the same way he did while he was. So the reason why, I won't tell people like, yo, get off Twitter and do this and do that, is because that might actually be a high ROI activity for some people. You get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going with this? So a lot of people might be consuming a lot of information that they're going to learn and use in the future. But for those people who do have a family, if you neglect your family, you're a fucking fool. You know what I mean? Like, if you neglect your family, you're a fool. Those people who don't have a family and you just want to, like, kill time and be on Twitter all day, fucking go lift weights and call your mom, and then you can stay on Twitter,
But do something with Twitter. It's not just scrolling down and up.
Yeah, but do something. But for those guys who do have that momentum, like I see people with smaller accounts who are tweeting all day, take advantage of the momentum, because this shit's going to stop one day, and you will have to have set up something that can last without you, So I'm launching new businesses because of Twitter, you know what I mean? So like I make a lot of money because of Twitter, but I'm taking advantage of my momentum right now. Like, I think I'm one of the hottest things smoking, so fuck it, why not?
No, and you can see it. You were like 15,000 followers like 2 or 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
And and now you're 30,000, man. Congrats.
Thanks, bro. That's just dope, man. That's just dope. So I'm just consistent with it, man. I'm consistent with it. That's all.
Do you schedule your tweets, or do you just let me write it right now?
That's me tweeting, man. So this is what I think, because I'm a curious ass person, right? I'm curious as fuck, man. Like, and we sat around and talked. I'm gonna ask you 6 million questions because I want to know everything, right? So my curiosity leads me to a lot of content. So for instance, walking through the grocery store, I see 35 different bottles of water. I went to the store to get water, and I made a tweet about people were saying this is oversaturated and that's oversaturated, but look at all this fucking water right here. So it's something that even if Twitter didn't exist, I'd be telling my brother, like, bro, look at all this fucking water right here, like, or so many options of water. It's something that I would talk to him about regardless. But since there's Twitter, I just tweet about it, and people resonate with these type of things, like. So I think just because I'm a curious ass person, I can create content all day long, like.
And it's great content, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Like, so I could just like come up with shit off the top of my head. I don't schedule tweets because I like to be in the moment when I tweet. What I do, like a little Twitter fucking secret, is I I might take an old tweet, copy it, and then paste it today. You know?
Yeah. I know. I do that also.
Because think about this. And 3 months ago, 3 months ago, I had 15,000 followers. Today, I have 30,000. So that means
you don't see your tweets.
Yeah, if I tweeted something 4 months ago, that means over 15,000 people didn't see what I said 4 months. If I go find something that I said 8 months ago, there's 20-something thousand people that never seen that I said that, and they might need that information. So I'll just go copy and paste it, you know. But
people don't care. I've retweeted some of the tweets I know that you recycle because they are good. It's not like it's like evergreen knowledge.
So yeah, man. So Twitter's a hot space right now, man. It's hot for the people who have a message and people have something to deliver. People who provide value. Twitter's.
How do you provide value? How do you, for example, you have a client right now. You have, let's say, Alicia or Aaron with his products.
Yeah.
How would you advise your clients to provide value to their tribe? Let's say.
Okay. So. This is what I teach everyone. Your message, your content, your way of thinking, your way of life is for a certain group of people, right? There's a bigger group of people who it's not for, right? You truly have to disregard all these people. Actually, you could go start a war with those people. Who gives a fuck, right? You're just tweeting, right? So for instance, Aaron has a gun safe. He has a gun safe brand, right?
Yeah.
So his type of people like guns. His type of people care about the safety of storing their guns. His type of people like these things, right? So what I'm teaching people and what I tell people is that means if there's somebody out there that's anti-gun, then why would you try to sell them something? Why would you talk to them? Unless you can capitalize on it, unless they make a tweet, unless that person makes a tweet about how so many guns are stolen every year and these leads to murders or leads to these things, right? Then you can capitalize on that information and say, yeah, that's why you need a safe. Here's a safe. It has a fingerprint, it has a code, it has a key. You need one of these three things to get in. Boom, sales pitch, right? But anyways, but that's kind of just what I want people to know, that your knowledge, your information, your personality, you're not for everybody. So don't focus on those people at all, right? Like teach somebody something that will help them. Tell somebody some information that will help them or that will unlock their thinking tracks, right? So you can teach people. There's some people who they might be 30 years old. They never worked out before. So you can teach them how to work out. You know, you can teach them the positive benefits of these things, right? You're just helping people live better lives, man. It's all about survival. For me, it's all about survival, right? I say this often, but if I had if I had to teach somebody how to cook, I'll teach them how to cook. If I had to teach you how to fucking shoot people and load pistols, I'll teach them. But right now, the fight for survival is socioeconomics. So I'm going to teach people how to make money, right?
That's great because you know that the pie is big enough for everyone. Yeah, so you've helped other people create brand with watches. You just don't give a fuck. There's too much money in the street, and here's a watch, sell it.
Yeah, here's a hot ass watch. What's crazy is, so I ordered 16 different brands, right? They're sample products. Out of those 16 brands, I know for sure like 8 or 9 of them are probably better than the best watch I have to offer, right? I just know it. Like I picked it up, I felt it, and I'm like,
better as in how they look or
yeah, like they're hot. Like I know that they'll outsell mine based on the design and based on the photography. I
saw one, a black one you posted.
Yeah, there's some that's why. So it's crazy because what I could do if I was like a fucking hater is I could find the manufacturers, find the dopest watches, and then instead of giving those to my clients, I keep them for myself, right? But I just spread the wealth, man. Like, yo, this shit is hot. This shit is dope as fuck. Here you go. You have it. I'll design my own. You know, like I'll do things my way. You do things your way. I'm gonna help you. You make money. I make money. Cheers. You know.
Yeah. So look, let me step back because you just activated my curiosity.
All right.
Okay, you open Adobe Illustrator. You design the watch. Then you send the design to a Chinese person in China. How does that work? What's the process of them manufacturing that watch? Do they send you a sample? Do you do like the back and forth with the different samples? How does that work?
All right, so check this out. I talk to my manufacturer. I have a point of contact with my manufacturer.
You have various or only one?
Yeah, I use multiple manufacturers depending on the material and things that I need for the watches. Some manufacturers can do certain things good, some can do other things good, right? So maybe let's say right now I'm using 6 manufacturers. So I have a contact with all. We have a working relationship. Hey, what's up? Hope you had a good weekend. Here's a design I came out with. I send over a design. They have their own design programs. They don't use Adobe Illustrator. I do, right? They don't use certain things. I do. So I send them over my design. They get a designer that works for their company. They get their designer to recreate my design in their software, in their program. They send it back to me and they say, hey, our designer, we made your design. Is this close? Did we get it right? Does everything look good, right? They just send me a digital mock-up. And then I say,
so like a 3D.
Yeah, exactly. So let me see, actually, I might be able, no, I don't want to. There's a watch I'm going to release. I was going to show you, but
yeah, show it.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Actually, man, I got some photos right now too. So let me show you. So I'll send over a design and they'll come back and say, hey, did we get this right? And then I'll say, yeah, you did. Or I'll say, no, change this. This color needs to be darker, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So once they send that over to me, I give them the okay to go ahead and make the watch. They make one watch. They make one sample. They mail me that sample, and then I'll take that sample and send it to my photographer. I'll call my photographer. I'll say, yo, come pick up this watch, man. It's just dope as fuck. He'll pick it up. He'll shoot a bunch of different photos. I pay him. He sends me the photos. Now what I'm going to do is I need to pay the manufacturer to make the large order, right? I like the sample. Everything went well. I love the watch. I'm giving you the okay to make 500 of these watches, right? But I need to pay them up front, either 30% of the total order or 50% of the total order, and they'll get started. So they might tell me, hey, Chris, it's going to take us 60 days to make 500 of these, and it costs $10,000, right? So I'll say, okay, cool. If it's a manufacturer that requires 30% down, I'll give them $3,000 so they can get it started. So our 60-day clock will now start, right? If they want 50% down, I'll give them 5,000.
What if you don't like the watch? Do you no, change this, change that, and they send you a new one after that?
Yeah, they'll just send you another.
Okay. So let's continue.
Okay, so this is all called the pre-order strategy. So I have the photos in my hand. I paid. Let's say this happens on January 1st. On January 1st, I tell them I got the samples. I like them. Go ahead and make 500 of them. I'm sending you 30% of the money right now. I just sent you $3,000, right? So eventually I owe them the other 7,000. Okay. So, and it's taking them 60 days, but they just got started on January 1st. January 30th or around February 1st, there's only about 30 days left, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those photos that I had Rob shoot, and I'm going to post them online. And I'm going to say, hey, this watch, when it comes out, it's going to sell for $125. But if you pre-order it and wait 30 days, you can get it for $100, right? And then people are going to pre-order it. I'm going to run ads behind the release of this new watch. Hey, 17th Watch is coming out with a new watch. You could pre-order and save $25, right? So let's say in these 30 days, I get 85 people. Let's say I get 85 people to...
That's it? You have the money there.
I have the money. Now I have the money to get to the manufacturer. So I put up the $3,000 up front. I owed them $7,000. I just took my customer's money and gave it to the manufacturer. Now I got all 500 watches. I got to ship out 82. I got 400 and whatever to sell,
Yeah, the pre-order strategy is a must.
Yeah, it's a must.
It's a must. I released a free course some days ago for people to create their ebooks. And the first thing I say, put the effing ebook on pre-order.
Yeah.
The first sale you make and you see that money inside your bank account, start writing the ebook.
Yeah, man, that's it. You're right about that. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Let me show you something.
Second world premiere.
The second world. Yeah, man, we're giving all the information away.
Yeah, I'm the world premiere guy in Twitter.
I'm releasing like 7 watches before the summer, so.
Wow, 7.
Yeah, it's kind of.
That's nice. Are you going to retire a watch someday soon?
What do you mean? Like once it sells out, just never release it?
Yeah, but that could be a really great strategy also to sell stuff.
Yeah,
I have a collection edition.
Oh yeah, I do that. Hold on, man. Let me show you which one. Let me find out which one I want to sell. I want to show you. That was cool.
Oh, by the way, I tweeted a picture.
You know what? I'm not gonna show you.
Oh man, look.
I'm not gonna show you mine.
Look, it's not your best picture, I guess. Can you see it?
Yeah.
But oh man, I tweeted that some time ago.
All right, look, check this out.
Show us.
Here is a mock-up design from one of my customers for the Ridge Market, right? If you can see that.
Let's see. I cannot see it. Can you put it like closer to the there?
Okay.
Wow.
That's a design, right? The women's watch. Maybe let me turn it down a little bit. I send this design.
Put it close there, right there. Okay. Nice. All those diamonds and stuff. Is that for
women?
For women, yeah.
All right. One more time. All right. So I'm gonna show you how this works. Here's a watch. All right. I tell them that design is good, everything is good to go. Send that shit to me. Okay. So they make it. It took them like maybe 3 weeks to make that watch, and then they send it to me. So I get it, and it's for my customers. So I got to check and make sure. I got to do like a quality check, make sure everything works. When I get that watch, I give it to my photographer, and I say, "Do your thing, bro," And then this is what he comes with. He took that. mind you, that watch I just showed you was just a design, right? It wasn't an actual watch. It was just a digital design. I hand this over to my photographer. This is what he comes up with.
Closer. Let's see. I cannot see it still. Maybe if you could put it a little bit closer to the camera. There.
See that?
That's nice, man.
All right.
It's a little bit out of focus, but I can sense you have like some flowers behind.
Yeah.
It's very woman oriented. That's great. And that photographer, that guy's, that's what's his name? I think I made some Twitter header for him some days ago.
Is it Rob?
Come again?
Is it Rob? His name is Rob.
I think so.
Okay, so that's the process, right? It's a digital design. I get the sample in mind. I get the sample in hand. I pass it off to a photographer. Now I can take this photo that I just showed you, and I can have my customer take this photo and then run ad campaigns behind it. Pre-order this, pre-order that, pre-order this, pre-order that, and they'll have sales. They can probably sell out the watch before they ever touch it. I've almost sold out a watch. One time I've almost sold out a watch before I ever touched it. I ordered 100 of a watch, and I sold 72 before I ever had it in hand, right?
Wow.
So I was almost sold completely out, and I never touched the watch before. Well, I had the sample, but I haven't got the whole order. So yeah, man, there's just like a lot of different strategies, a lot of different ways, man, that you can get to it.
Wow.
It's about applying yourself. So many people are afraid to simply put themselves out there and say, "Yo, look at me. This is what I did." And I think the difference between me and a lot of people is somebody will paint the Mona Lisa and they'll keep that shit in their bathroom. And they're too afraid to tell people. Maybe they're afraid of criticism. Maybe they're too hard on themselves and they don't think it looks good, right? Me, I'll draw a fucking picture of a potato. I'll take that shit outside. I'll go knock on all my neighbors' doors and say, "I painted the best picture." It's abstract a little bit, it doesn't. It looks
like a rock, but
yeah, it's coming out. I'm the leader of this whole new like fucking style that's coming out. I'll sell you this for $100. That's the difference between me and everybody else, you know? Like, yo, that's just, I'm not even joking, dog. Like, I'd be like, look, you've seen the Mona Lisa, right? Tell me this potato isn't 5 times better, you know? Fuck that Mona Lisa. Let's talk about Chris Johnson's potato. But that's like, that's the fucking confidence that I have in myself. And so many people are more talented than I am, but they're gonna fucking hide their Mona Lisa in the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the mall, man. I'm gonna go to the mall.
You're gonna sell your fucking potato there.
And when I get on the flight, man, whoever sits next to me on the airplane, like, yo, what's up, man? Painting? I'll let you know what? Because I like you, I'll let you pre-order this fucking print. I'll go on my Shopify and make a pre-order link. What's up?
You know, something I've been telling my followers, you have to be a shameless motherfucker to sell stuff online. Not only online, also offline.
Yeah.
Offline, even if it's worse. You have to be even more shameless because you have to see people in the eye, man. It's hard. It's hard if you're afraid. It's hard. But when you just throw your ego away and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna sell the best potato ever." You do it.
Yeah, like Ed Lattimore says, the cost of entry really is embarrassment. Like the only thing that's gonna happen is you kind of embarrass yourself. If you don't give a fuck about being embarrassed a little bit, who cares, right? The thing is, with like my attitude and like my ego and my confidence and stuff, if you sat next to me on the plane, I'm gonna make you feel weird by not buying it. Like, wait, you mean to tell me you don't want to pre-order this fucking potato? You serious? There's only 50 of them. By the time we get off this plane, there's gonna be fucking 5 left, and you don't want to pre-order one. You must have a better potato at your house. How are you gonna sleep at night, knowing you don't?
Man, and the thing about the potato, have you seen this website that sells potato with custom printing in the potato?
No, but I went in.
Man, those people, they sell you a potato and they print something in the potato and the fucking thing goes to waste like in 2 days. Yeah. And it costs you like $40. One potato, man.
My girl about that shit. We can get the foil.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a link after that. The potato, they fucking print something on top of it and sell it to you.
Well, look. In all seriousness, if I can turn around and try to convince somebody that I have this fucking magnificent painting of a potato, I'm gonna keep the original. If you want to buy the original, $5,000. If you just want a copy, give me $25, right? And if I feel that way about a picture of a potato, imagine if I'm offering somebody information.
Sorry, man, you're too funny.
Hey, but imagine if I'm offering somebody real information. Like, you mean to tell me you're not willing to give me $50 for me to teach you how to make money? You must like being broke. What is wrong with you? You know, but this is me. This shit real. I got real information, man. I bet you your boss didn't teach you this shit. I bet your professors didn't teach you this shit. Your mom didn't teach you this shit. That's why you follow me, right? Because I wasn't taught this shit either. I figured it out. I want everybody to know. This is trade for $50 though.
You want the original? Here, give me $5,000.
The original, I was gonna keep it to pass it on to my granddaughter. But if you got $5,000 right now, we can make this shit happen. Right? You don't got it. You gotta buy a copy, man. They're selling out fast. I'll show you the notification.
I'm laughing because you're fucking persuading me to charge more for my shit.
You could charge more for it, or look. One thing is, you could charge more for your shit, or you could charge less for your shit and get it to everybody, and then create a second product that you're gonna charge more for.
I did that with the course of the free course. 500 people went in. And now I'm thinking how to monetize that, and I have my offer. I just need to tweak the offer a little bit more, and send that offer to 500 people and make a shit ton of money because of that.
So that's why. So this is, man. Your followers are, whoever watches this podcast is about to get some good information. So I turn around, I sell my course. You could buy my 6 silos for $50. I'm teaching you how to build a physical brand for $50. How to make money, right? Now I'm gonna teach you how to make money without spending money on physical products. As long as you have a Twitter account and a Gumroad account, you can make money, right? Yeah. So the cost of entry is low, but you're not paying $50 for this shit. This is like GS13 classified and shit. You know what I mean? You're not paying $50 for it. You got to pay more because the cost of entry for you to get started is so much lower. One, two, the information is going to hit a little harder because I made more money with six-figure side hustle than I have with my watches. And then three, in a faster period. And then three, I don't want everyone to have access to this information. I don't want everybody fucking tweeting like I tweet. I don't want everyone like doing
Hey, you just give me an idea. I could make it like an insider for the 500 people who went into my course, my free course. I just said this is only for you. This is exclusive information. At least that's why I came up with it with what you said.
If you took the time, here we go. I'm you.
Yeah, right. Tell me.
Listen up, guys. If you took the time to sign up for my free shit, I got a special offer for you, right? You can buy the next thing for $100. If you're not on my list of 500 people, you're not getting it for $100. You're getting it for $250. I'll run a sale for Christmas. So if you want to wait till Christmas, get you a sale. If you want to buy it right now, here's your deal, man.
Thank you. I'm gonna do that this week.
No,
Fuck it.
But what happens is those people who signed up, those first 500 people, they're gonna feel like they've been rewarded. You know, they've been rewarded because they took
the inner circle.
Something, right? Like they're like, damn, my curiosity started to pay off because now I got a special offer. You know? So, hey, it's on you, man. So now that's what you gotta do. So this
I know what I'll do it. I'm in the 1% that actually does what he says he's going to do. And you said that. Fuck. That's something that struck a chord with me. You said, man, I know I can do it. I forgot like the exact wording, but you said something that really made me think. It's like if I can help other people, like in a job, make money, I can do that for myself. That's like the paraphrase of what you said. And if I take something in my heart from this conversation, is that I know I can do it.
Yeah.
I do. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's
yeah.
it.
Look, do you have in mind like another product for besides watches?
Physical products? Now I'm building a toothbrush brand right now.
Oh, tell me about the electric toothbrush.
Man, that shit's amazing as fuck.
What about the butt wipes that you constantly promote?
Oh,
what about that? Tell me about that.
That's dope, man. I love dude wipes, but now what happened was
tooth wipes.
Well, I've been buying wipes for a while. You know, like I think maybe ever since I went to Iraq.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it's comfortable. It cleans everything or whatever. They don't pay me or anything. I just talk about it. Like, yo, I fucking love this company. They sent me a big ass box of free shit, right? But I've been paying for their shit for years. They sent me a big ass box of free shit because I promote them on Twitter. I'm like, cool, like that's dope. But I like it. But with the toothbrush thing is, man, people need pearly whites. Like, look at this shit. I'm gonna tell the dude on my flight tomorrow. I'm be like, you see his fucking teeth? I brush. You know, I fucking brush, bro. I don't know if you brush, but I got a better brush than your fucking brush. I'm not fucking around. So if you want to unfuck your white, unfuck your teeth,
like
fuck your teeth.
Here it is. Slowly, slow motion.
Yeah, it's no joke, bro. Like, if you want the pearly whites, I'm gonna show you how I got them. Right? Like, here we go.
No doctor's appointment. No, how do you call this? The guy who cleans the
shit, man. You struggling with fix your smile, right? So that's what I'm telling people. Nah, but I came up with an electric toothbrush, so I'm kind of documenting it. The main reason I'm doing this is, well, there's two reasons. I can make a lot of money because everybody in the world needs a toothbrush, and two, I'm gonna show people how to build a brand from scratch. I'm gonna document it for free, and then I'm going to make a sales pitch for people to buy the Ridge Market, right? So imagine this: if you go on my YouTube video and you see how I'm building a brand from scratch, and you're like, "Damn, that's interesting," right?
Are you doing that right now?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. My first video is on YouTube, right?
Shit, I have to look that. I had to look.
So imagine I make like a 7-part series on how I built this brand, and all the way till I get the first time I make $1,000 in a month, then I'll stop the YouTube video. And then I'll take the highlights of this video, create a Facebook ad for the Ridge Market, and then send it, put some ad spin behind it, and then have people hire me to build a brand. So
great.
All this shit for free, so I can turn around and get $1,000 customer, a $2,000 customer, a $5,000 customer. Ultimately, you're gonna be paid for the shit you're willing to do for free. I'm building this brand. I don't know if anyone's gonna buy it. I can assume people will buy it. but I don't know for sure if anybody's going to buy it, right? I'm just willing to do it for free. I'm making this YouTube video. I'm making this YouTube channel. No one's paying me to make a YouTube channel, but ultimately I want to be paid for these things. So I'm going to create all this content. I'm going to create all this information, put it in a box, and then go try to sell that box and say, look, I built this toothbrush brand. Like, you think I got lucky with watches? I do this shit every time. You tell me the product. What do you want to do? White? You want to do fucking coloring books? I'll sell
butt wipes.
I'll build a brand. Yeah, you want to do what? Butt wipes? Come on, man. I'm just gonna book a flight and talk to the dude that's right next to me on the plane, bro. So no, but that's what it is. I'm gonna let people know, like, yo, I can repeat my success. I'm not special. Like, I'm really not. I have a formula that I follow myself. And you follow it, you can make money. If you follow it, you can make money. If you follow it, you can make money. Anybody can make money. Just follow my formula. Right?
And not only that, the thing is, it's not hard. Your formula is not hard at all.
At all.
You just need to spend 1 or 2 hours a day just researching a little bit and then doing the groundwork, the thing that people hate to do. That's it.
That's the thing, man. People don't want to fucking do the work. But here's the thing. For everyone who doesn't want to do the work, who cares? Who gives a fuck about these people? You know, if you don't want to do the work, I don't care. Like, I used to be more I used to have more sympathy and shit for people who like needed extra motivation, but in reality, I don't care. I don't give a
How many DMs do you get? Like, how do you make money online, Chris?
I mean, you know, 45 a day, 50 a day.
With the same message. Help me make money.
Help me make money. And you know what's crazy? Somebody will catch my attention and they'll say, hey, Chris, something. So I'm reading it because I'm curious. And I'll just respond with, have you bought Six Figure Side Hustle? What is that? What the fuck are you talking to me for? You don't even know what I do, you know? Like, or they'll say, hey, bro, like, what brand do you own? Like, I talk about this shit every day, you know? Like, I talk about Six Figure Side Hustle every day. I talk about the Ridge Market every other day. I talk about my watches once a week. You know, like, if you don't know what I do, you aren't even curious enough to know, you know,
hey, that's great what you just said. So you do not oversaturate your Twitter feed with offers. Every day, for example, the Rich Market. Every other day, whatever brand you have, and 1 or twice a week, the other brand that you have. So
I do make a sales offer every day for Six Figure Side Hustle, right? Mm-hmm. Every day, because it's easy to grab people, to reel people in, right? For instance, I posted I bought a plane ticket today to leave tomorrow. It draws curiosity. Like, who the fuck could just buy a plane ticket today and leave tomorrow, right? So then people are going to be like, man, I want that freedom. I'm going to talk about freedom. And then I'm going to say, this is how I got the freedom. I'm going to show you how I got the freedom. I'm not going to make a tweet every single day saying buy a watch. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to buy it, you're going to buy it. If you're not, you're not. I'm not going to make a tweet every day on how to buy the watch. Or I'm not going to make a tweet about the Ridge Market until I have a lot of things to say. You know, I don't want to bombard people with that. But for Six Figure Side Hustle, it kind of resonates with my whole mentality, which is freedom, or like my whole like purpose, which is freedom. So I'll talk about this shit every day. You know, I have no problem. I like talking about it, because some people will say, "Well, how do you have enough money to do this?" Or how do you have the time off of work to do this? Well, it's easy. You know, I sell $100 watch that I bought for $40. I sell it to 2,000 people. Now I have enough money to go, you know, fuck off for 2 months. Something simple like that, and it'll intrigue people, and I'll get a sale. Well, I'll get multiple sales.
The thing is that you know how to monetize your stuff, because you also monetize your Twitter. Those retweets you give some people. Tell us about that. I won't talk about that. I want you to make the pitch about that offer.
All right. You want me to make it right now?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
So the people, if you do not want to be spending this money, go away.
Yeah.
Go away.
So, all right, watch. Check this out. So, what do you sell online? You sell
graphic design.
Graphic design?
Me.
But don't you sell a course too, right?
I'm starting to create my course, sell it like in February, March. But let's imagine you have a course. I have the course already. Okay. A web design web course.
You have a web design web course, right? What are you going to teach people how to do?
I'm going to teach people how to create their personal website. I'm going to teach how to make a website for clients, and also how to build their own Shopify websites.
Okay, so if they're making websites for clients, they're going to make money off of that, right? So you're going to teach people a skill to make money, right?
Yes.
Who are you going to tell? Who are you telling this information to? Who do you want to buy from you?
How can I say this? People who want to start creating their personal brand and people who want to make money freelancing with web pages.
All right. Something caught my attention. People who want to make money. So you're telling me you're going to teach somebody, you have a skill, or you're going to teach somebody how to make money, and you're going to teach them how to make money, and your potential client needs to be interested in money or making money or working for themselves, right?
Yes.
How many followers on Twitter do you have?
At this moment, I just reached, I guess, 5.5 thousand.
Okay.
55. How do you say in English? 5,500,000?
Yeah, 5,500.
Yeah.
Okay. How much are you going to sell this course for?
I'm thinking 249.
All right. You're going to sell this course for 249 people, to $249, right? My personal Nappyb0yy, at Nappyb0yy on Twitter, I do 100 new followers a day. If I retweet you for $500 a month, I give you a limited amount of retweets. Every time you tweet, if I like it, I'm just going to go retweet it. I'm going to go retweet it. If I'm getting 100, I already have 30,000 followers. I get 100 new followers a month, 3,000 new followers, 3,000 new followers every single month, right? If you can do half of that and get 50 of my previous followers, we'll say 25 of my previous followers, 25 of my new followers, and you convert 2 people every single day, you made $500 a day, right? By your first day, you would have made all your money back from paying me.
Let me open my let me search for money. Here, take it.
I'm going to give you more potential clients, right?
Yes.
All you have to do is give me $500. So if you go make $7,000 in a month, you only paid me $500 to do this, because
I should pay you more.
Yeah, you should pay me more, but I don't want more. I just want $500 because I'm going to do this $500. But look, so check this out.
You tweeted something about that. A client of yours made like a shit ton of money and sent you the picture.
Yeah. So people make a lot of money just by paying me to get. They created their product. They have their service. They have their information. They have their knowledge. I'm giving them access to more people, right? So their volume of sales goes up. So one of my really good friends, pretty much everything that I offered to do for people for $500 a month, because he's my best friend, I did it for him for free. And 1 month, he got 5,000 followers. 1 month.
That's the Ace guy? Ace.
Yep. Yeah. Him,
yeah.
Right?
Fly free. What's his?
No time zone.
No time zone. Yeah.
Because he travels a lot, so no time zone. All right. So in 1 month, he got 5,000 followers. He made in 1 month $7,000 off of Twitter.
Wow.
Right? So if I did that for him, I don't want to tell you about what I did for other people, because they don't want to be known who they are. You know, like
yes.
If you see an account grow out of nowhere and I retweet them all the time, you know, like they don't want to know, they don't want it to be known that they're paying for their service, but he doesn't give a fuck, right? So imagine if he would have paid me. So if I told you I can get you 5,000 followers and you can make $7,000, you just got to give me $500. Would you do it? Hell yeah.
Here's the money. Take it.
So I'm very confident in what I can do. I'm very confident in how I can help people. So I just want $500, you know? And the crazy thing is, I'll tell you why I started this.
Tell me.
My monthly expenses for my house, for, you know, the mortgage, for the cable bill, for the internet, electricity, trash, everything, right? And to include food, comes out to be about $2,700 a month, right? $2,700 a month.
Man, you eat like salmon every day?
Huh? I eat salmon every day. So look, I rounded up to $3,000. I rounded up to $3,000, right? If I have a $500 offer, $500 a month, I get 6 people to sign up.
That's it.
All that shit.
Food for a month.
There goes my food for the month, right? So whenever I have a new bill, I just find a way to.
And the thing is, to you who's watching the video, you'll grow your account fast. So you will be spending the $500 every month forever. You'll get 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers like this. And the trick to make money online is not in the product. I repeat, it's not the product. It's the traffic. Okay? if the traffic goes to your product, you will make money. Now, the product needs to be good. But shitty product sells, okay? Because they have traffic. But because you are you, create something good, but drive traffic. What Nappyb0yy is telling you right now is a fast way to get traffic. Right now, Twitter it's driving traffic like nuts.
And what's crazy too is if I go tweet, I go right now, I'm about to make a tweet. It says, I hate Donald Trump. He's ruining America. It costs me $0 to log into Twitter. It costs me $0 to fire off that tweet, right? If I then tomorrow go log into Twitter, still costs $0 to log into Twitter, and I make another tweet that says, hey, go to www.seventeenthwatches.com and get a watch. And somebody does it, right? It cost me $0 to log into Twitter. It cost me $0 to make the tweet, and I made money. Yes. So it's free traffic because I can put my website. There's free fucking traffic. So who doesn't want free traffic? If you don't have free traffic, you have to have paid traffic. You have to pay for Facebook ads. You have to pay for Instagram ads. You have to pay for all these things. If you're on Twitter, you can get this shit for free.
Dude, we should sell this podcast. It should not be free.
I know, man. We're giving away too much fucking information.
Too much free information, man. Damn, we should sell this for $50 and split the thing in half.
You know how to make money? All right, here you go. Everyone that you recorded on your podcast, you get the top 25 people. You bundle it up and give people sell access to the website. So you create a website and you say, I have the top 25 interviews with the top fucking 25 gurus on Twitter. We cover topics such as masculinity, how to make money, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this. You can have access for $100, right? And then you tell, yeah, whatever, you'll get sales. You know, you make a lot. I won't go too far.
No, and people are liking my interviews.
I wanted to come on because I like this shit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and it amazes me that more people are not doing this.
Yeah.
Now I've seen other interviews, and they just don't know how to ask questions. I do.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, and this is fun too. This is fucking fun. So that's what I would do. I'd say y'all got 25. You want to learn the inside. Look, this is how I pitch it. Inside the mind of Nappyb0yy. Stop living like a little pussy with hate.
Like, fuck yourself.
The most famous college dropout on Twitter with Nick Schmidt. There goes my fucking sales pitch right now. So you mean to tell me you want to drop out of?
Yeah, to tell.
This is how I'll tell you. This is how I would tell my followers. I'd be like, you telling me you want to drop out of fucking college like Nate? You want to walk around and let your nuts hang like Nate? But you don't want to pay $50 to get the inside access to what he thinks and what he does every single fucking day. You're playing yourself.
Oh shit, this is interesting, man.
Yeah, you're like, Tate has all these fucking fly ass cars. You drive a piece of shit and you don't want to know what he thinks. And you want to spend your fucking $50 on alcohol? Come on now.
Wow, that's a great strategy. I should do that. The thing is, I've talked with other creators, and when I say I'm going to monetize this, because first I wanted to monetize these podcasts, but when I told them I wanted to do that, they said you have to pay me, and I agree, but I don't have the capital right now for that.
Wait,
come again?
What are you gonna pay them for?
For the interview, because I was going to monetize the interviews before deciding to do the podcast.
Wait. Okay, let me get this straight.
Okay, let me repeat. The thing is, I wanted to add some of the. Check this out. This is the evolution of. This is why I started the podcast. I sent some DMs to my clients, people that, big accounts. Most big accounts have bought something from me.
Really, really quick. My girl made me these wings, and I don't want them to get cold.
So fuck it. I just talked to you about. Oh, you're going to eat it? Oh, no problem. I thought you were going away. Fried chicken. Who would have guessed fried chicken? Why do you have those stereotypes of like black man and black people with fried chicken and watermelon also? That's I don't. I'm
All
from
right,
Dominican Republic. Sorry, I'm not racist. I'm just trying to
all right.
understand.
Check this out. You like watermelon?
I like watermelon. It's good.
Who the fuck doesn't like watermelon? You gotta be outside your fucking mind and not like watermelon. Only fucking serial killers and rapists don't like watermelon. So you see a bunch of black folks eating watermelon, and you go, black people eat watermelon. Nigga, everybody eats watermelon. It's fucking watermelon. It's fucking fire.
What about the fried chicken?
You like fried chicken? Do you like fried shit? You
I
like
like
wings?
fried chicken. the same,
Like
the
French
same
fries?
applies.
So same shit applies. If you don't like
What
fucking
about swimming and stuff? Because there's a lot of like crazy conspiracy theories that I do not understand because I just do not live in the
All right.
States.
Swimming, I think swimming is a different beast. Majority of the black people, just based on how we came to this country, were born and raised in the South, right? Not a lot of access to beaches and shit like that, right? I don't know what the fuck those people. I'm not from the South. I don't know what the fuck those people do in the summertime. But obviously, they don't go swimming and shit like that. In California, we go to the beach. In California, we have fucking pool parties and everybody gets in them. You know, like when you're younger, you get in them. And when you're a little older, you're too fucking cool to get in. So you gotta swim. So I don't know about the swimming thing, but like chicken, like dog, you don't like wings, like serial killer. You don't like fucking watermelon. Weird ass. I don't know how to defend it. I just know shit tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good. Como in Spanish we say buen provecho. In Korean, I guess, in Japanese, itadakimatsu. It's like good treat, good eat well, something like that. How do you say that in your country before going to eat?
Like how to wish somebody to have a good meal?
Yeah. Come again?
I don't know.
You don't have something like that?
Like bon appetit type shit like that?
Something like that. Something like that. That's French.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that.
Yeah, in Spanish, buen provecho, Japanese, itadakimatsu, I guess, something like that. Yeah. And bon appetit in French. So look, this is what I wanted to do with the interviews. This was not going to be on a podcast. This was going to be like a bonus chapter, a bonus video within one of my courses. But then two of the big guys told me, hey, if you're going to make money, I want money too. And I agree with them, you know, and I said, man, fuck it, let's just do a podcast, and I just did a podcast. And that was how this turned into a how could you say this? It's been like quite popular right now in our Twitter sphere. People are liking the podcast, but I just decided that let's just give out this free content, and I also learn from watching you guys talking for 1 hour, 2 hours straight. And the thing is, this is like the main theme around you winners. You have an irrational confidence in yourself. That's like the baseline between all of you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When
You're right. Like if somebody never asked you, who the fuck you think you are, you're probably not doing something right, you know?
Yeah, and that's and from this point of view, when I see you guys talking like that, I say, shit, it's true. If you do not believe in what you have to offer, people will notice, and they will not buy from you if they notice just a slight doubt in your abilities.
You doubt yourself, the whole world will doubt you.
Yeah, and it's not hard to sell stuff in the internet. You just need to.
Yeah. I mean, like, someone has like natural self-doubts and shit, but shit, like, I might doubt myself about something else. You know what I mean? Like, I might have like questions, and I might double question myself about something that has nothing to do with like shit that I know. You know, there's
Tell me
certain things
about that. Tell me about that, because some people think, oh, these people with 50,000 followers, 30,000, they're invincible. You are not invincible. How do we kill Chris Johnson?
Put it in my head, man.
You have the gun, so it's gonna be hard.
Fuck yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm right about that. I fucking love him No,
No,
but
let's talk about like your insecurities, but
everyone has like their own
if you want, yeah.
flaws, character issues. Everyone has like most people have like a hard upbringing that we're still fighting to unlearn the shit that we were taught that's self-destructive. For me personally, man, like I realized at a young age, I struggle with the relationship with women. Like just based on my childhood, like um, my mom wasn't around. Like my mom wasn't around. Your first intimate relationship with a woman is your mother, right? I was from the streets, man. She was here, she was there, she was everywhere. I didn't have a relationship. Apply that with getting your heart broke like once or twice.
Mhm.
My whole relationship with women is fucked up, which could lead to like I don't know. It could lead to you questioning yourself. You know what I mean? Like, yo, why the fuck all these girls be tripping? Like, why do I struggle to have a relationship with my sisters? Why do I struggle? Well, we all have our own struggles.
Mhm.
There's certain things I don't struggle with. Like there's certain things I don't struggle. There's certain things I'm just confident about. Like I'm confident, like I'm a good dude. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm a well-hearted person. I don't mean harm for most people. Some people I do, but I'm confident I'm a good person, and I know where being a good person leads you. You know, um, I'm confident in my ability to do certain things, to play sports, to defend myself, to make money. I'm confident in certain areas, and I lack in other areas. So you have to find people or find help to start like sewing up the patches. Well, the reason why most people can get to this point in life is because they're fighting to prove something to themselves. And most people have this irrational fight that they're fighting, right? Like you almost have to be like insane in a way. Like, why the hell would a basketball player spend 8 hours in the gym shooting a basketball over and over and over again? It's fucking retarded, right? There's something that's driving him. There's something that's driving him, and then he grows up to be this person. Like why do certain people spend all day in the gym? Like everyone has something that drives them. So whenever you look at like genius level talent or anything, just know that these people are like insane in some type of way. Like there's a reason why I don't know that I could sit around and think of a million different ways to make money because I didn't have money growing up. Like it's something that drives it. Had I been from like a decent family in suburban America and shit, I probably have no interest in making money. I'd probably just go sit in a cubicle and fucking enjoy my life. But it didn't work like that. So there's something that drives me there. Like I didn't have, and I want to be able to provide.
Great. Great, man.
Think that
That's powerful.
I'm gonna tell you something else, man. It's the fucking wings, bro. Like this is what you do, right? You sit around, you eat wings, you chop it. We call it chopping it up. You chop it up, you tell stories and stuff like that, right? And then somebody be like, "Why do you like wings?" Like, man, because the shit is fucking good, bro. Like I just gave you all this information. You worried about why I like wings, It's fucking good. Maybe we got some more. I'm gonna give me some more too. But yeah, bro, that's what it
Hey,
is. A lot of people are.
I'm going to upload this and charge $25, and you're going to retweet it.
Yeah, why not, man? Why not? So I'll tell you how to do it too. Check this out.
Tell me.
You can,
Hey,
you can
I'm
edit this.
joking, but if you give me the permission to sell this, I'll do it.
Yeah, why not? All right, create an account, a separate Twitter account, right? Call it. What's the name of this podcast?
The mind of Chris Johnson, Nappyb0yy.
No, everyone's podcast, not just mine. Like the whole thing. Like, what's the?
No, it's just Jose Rosado podcast. No.
All right, we're gonna call it Jose's Way, right?
Yeah.
Jose's Way, inside the mind of a serial hustler, right? Upload this on YouTube. Make it an unlisted video. Meaning, if you search for it, it won't pop up. I have to have the direct link for it, right?
Or maybe upload it to how do you call it? Just download it from Gumroad.
Yeah, or you could download it for Gum, but you're gonna have a lot of them. But so you're gonna have a lot of interviews. You make it an unlisted video on YouTube. You create a separate Twitter account called Jose's Way. You post a link to this video on that Twitter account. You make the Twitter account private. If somebody wants to watch all of your interviews, they have to pay you to follow that account.
Shit. Sounds nice.
So you don't have to worry about I guess you wouldn't even have to worry about Gumroad, man. Like somebody said, hey, here's my PayPal, $15. I'll let you follow this account because you have 25 interviews listed right there. Here's your interview with Chris. Here's your interview with Tate. Here's your interview with Nate. Here's your interview with Ed. Here's your interview with blah, blah, blah. All links to YouTube unlisted videos. And you're only going to have on this account, because it's a private account, you're only going to have 200 followers. But every single one of those followers gave you $100 to watch all the interviews.
Yeah, I'll make it a recurring payment.
Yeah. So you can sell this interview if you want. I don't care. I don't really care about how other people make their money. If you haven't noticed that, that's why I can tell somebody to start a watch company. I don't care how other people make their money.
Yeah, I like the idea. Let me see if the other guys, you know?
Yeah, and then tell them, like, I'll offer you commission affiliate if you get people to pay for whatever, you know?
I like it. I like it. Let me think about that. Let me think. I'll send you an email or something with the idea, and let's see how can I work this out. Look, we've reached the 2 hour mark.
And we've been on 2 hours.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say? I have many questions, but you know, time is how you say. You have a phrase. Time is what?
Time is the only luxury.
Time is the only luxury. Do you want to keep talking? I have more questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
Let's get it.
Let's talk about. I want to talk about your past a little bit more.
Okay.
Were you ever like as confident as you are right now?
Yeah.
That's something you were born with. Or did you nurture it?
My earliest memories, I remember almost every day of my life from the age of 7, right? Maybe a little bit before 7, because I remember not telling this one kid I beat his ass, and I told him he was going to come to my 7th birthday party. And I remember everything out of that. But as early as I can remember, I've always been this confident. But
has that confidence got you in trouble? And if so, how so?
Yeah. Where I'm from, man, there's a bunch of people.
Where are you from first?
California, right? In California, there's gang culture in California, right?
Okay.
My parents are a part of it. I'm a part of it. It's just the way that it goes, right? But what happens is you get a lot of other people who don't like where you're from, the neighborhood you grew up in, so on and so forth, right? You being a masculine person, you're gonna clash with other people like that. You know, you don't like where they're from, they don't like where you're from. Your friends did this and this to this guy, and so on and so forth. It's a part of growing up. It's part of like the experience, my childhood experience. You know, so it gets you into some trouble. It could lead down to like a bad path. But
have you ever been shot?
Nah.
Have you ever shot someone, at least in the war? Or you cannot talk about that. Is that classified?
Let's skip this part. But it wasn't in the war. Let's skip this part. No, but
how many fights did you get in when you were a child?
We'll say from the age of 7 to, we'll say I left the military 18. From 7 to 18, maybe over 100. Maybe over 100. What happens a lot is you'll fight somebody and they come back with their friends. So you got to fight those people too. And then as you get older, it's not a fist fight. It's guns, it's knives, it's shit like that. So, but it's just kind of like the nature of the beast, man. It's like you live in Southern California. There's gangs. You're affiliated because of, who your parents are. It's the way it works.
Do you have some enemies from the past that want to harm you?
Not anymore. I don't think so.
You know, within our sphere, we hear a lot about man and the red pill and men never cry. What makes Chris Johnson cry?
Shit, anything that hurts, man. I'm not a superhero, man.
Do you remember the last time that you wept?
My cousin got killed last year, and I went to his funeral, and that's hard.
Sorry for that.
It was New Year's. 2018, and I went to his funeral. It happened a few weeks later, and that was bad. Through the whole funeral, man, I was probably the loudest person in there because I was boo-hooing. He was like my idol growing up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his funeral, usually around Father's Day every year because my dad isn't here. I usually let it out.
He isn't here. Like, is he? Did he pass away or?
He passed away 5 years ago, going on 6
Mm-hmm.
years. So around Father's Day, I usually cry on Father's Day. Like if it's not on Father's Day, it's around Father's Day because I don't got my dad. Nah, I'm not like the superhuman. I don't even prescribe to the red pill. I just am who I am, you know. But yeah, nah. Whenever some shit hurts, man. Like I don't know. You let tough guys tell you that they don't cry and shit like that. But I'm a regular ass human, and that's just the way it works, you know.
No, it's good to see this human side of you because
Yeah.
people don't usually see the human part of their, like, the people they follow.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that people see that
Yeah.
behind a Twitter account, there's
Uh-huh.
a human that likes to be praised and doesn't like to be like insulted or something.
Yeah. My now you know I'll go back and forth with people on Twitter that insult me. But it's usually like if you disagree with me, that's one thing. You call me a dumbass or something, then let's just argue. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's kind of fun though. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
it is
I like
fun. What about,
uh,
do you get in fights in Twitter with your friends?
what do you mean?
Like, for
Like
example, let's say I tweet some stupid dumb thing.
uh-huh.
Would you retweet me like, hey, Jose, fuck you for that?
Yeah,
You don't do that to friends.
no, I wouldn't do that to anybody.
Yeah.
Yes. I might start an open debate, but it's not gonna be like you're a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like it happened like maybe a few weeks ago. Like Nate and Ryan were talking about focus on one source of income, and I'm known to
Yeah,
talk about.
I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
that.
So it wasn't like a fight. I wasn't like, yo, these dudes are fucking anything crazy. I was just saying, like, yo, let's talk about it. And then I opened up the debate to have the debate, and then based on based on some of the responses in like underneath it, I just tapped out. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. Like,
Yeah, because the hate people get in Twitter.
well,
Man,
the thing is, you realize that you and some people have completely different mindsets, and even having a healthy debate isn't going to change it. So there's no need to talk about it. So my idea was, hey, these people talk about having one source of income and growing it as large and as fast as possible, and then I talk about having multiple sources of income. So let's just like list out the pros and cons of both or whatever. But then based on some of like the initial reactions, I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna change nobody's mind. You know what I mean? Like if you think you gotta rely on one source of income and grow it as fast as possible, that's on you. You know, like I can only tell you what works for me. And I tell you that last year I started 3 businesses that went over $100,000 each. You know, like
yes.
well, 2 of them being over $200,000. One of them is really up there. So that worked for me. So I can only share my experience and my story. If you have one source of income that you grew to $700,000 just on one source of income, then you tell your story. I tell my story, you tell your story. You know. So, but now I'm not really for calling people out with shit. One dude, I forgot this dude's name, but he was like in our Twitter circle. He was racist. He made it very uh, vocal. Like he was vocal about it. So at New Year's, I was just like, yeah, fuck this dude, and that was it. But that's it. I don't really want to argue with my friends.
And there's no like meaning behind arguing in Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. There's no meaning behind it. Like,
You know, when I interviewed Andrew Tate, for example, I don't agree with his lifestyle. I told him, but I was in no position to try to persuade him. So I just asked questions, and he answered them in a very respectful way. And he taught me something. Even though behind that big animal energy that guy's like irradiates, he's a human after all, and he has his stuff, and he acknowledged it, and also talking about his mindset, and it clicked there. We don't need to be disparaging each other. We need to be talking about our mindset, and people just choose the way they want to live.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. So, for instance, there's a time for a debate, right? Like, let's say with you and Tate, one big difference, you're a family man and like you're a family wife and kids, and he doesn't live his life that way, right? So if you say, hey, this is the way he lives his life, that's him, those are his things, you know, that's one thing. If he says the same thing, like, all right, family man, that's cool, that's his thing, that's one thing. It's when one side says, oh, you're a lost, insecure little bitch for trying to sleep with all these women. You give them certain, that's when you create debates and stuff.
It doesn't have a meaning. Don't do that.
So that type of shit, like, I don't really want to debate with people. But if it's just like you live your life the way you want to live it, I live my life the way I want to live it. We can all help people out, and that's cool, you know. A lot of people that a lot of people that follow me, and they follow. I follow them. They follow me. We might disagree on a lot of things, you know, but most of the time you wouldn't even know it. Like there's things like I might see that you tweet, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's him. I don't agree with it, but that's him. I'm never gonna talk about it, you know. I'm not gonna go online and say like, this guy thinks this, so he's an idiot. It's just,
you know, the most hate I've received from my tweets, it was when I tweeted, I do not drink. I do not get drunk. I do not go around cheating my wife. I do not smoke. I don't seek stories. I don't have crazy ass stories, nor do I want them. I seek results. That shit triggered the hell out of people. Who are you? Are you the Pope? Here's a virgin. You know, stupid stuff. Now, that's my lifestyle. If you get drunk and shit, that's on you.
Yeah. So look, here's the thing. Imagine you have a fully developed man who's healthy and believes and is confident in the way that he lives his life and all this stuff, right? He reads your tweet. He says, your tweet says, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't cheat on my wife, right? And he's like, I drink, I smoke, and I cheat, but I'm okay with what I do because I have to live with it. You don't have to live with it. I'm just gonna see the tweet and keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna like, who do you think you are? Like, you're just gonna keep going.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, like, okay, this guy doesn't want to have a drink. I want to have a drink. It's crazy. But everything that divides people, man, this is kind of how the most original fight in the world is this versus that, right? This versus that, light versus dark, right? Whenever you can have two opposing things, like for instance, if me and you look the exact same, if everyone in this world looked the exact same, every man in this world looked the same as the next man, we would just divide ourselves into who's taller. It'd just be the tall people and the short people. You know what I mean? Like all the tall people click up and all the short people click up, right? Like it's so crazy. So whenever you do something drastically different than everyone else, you just have to expect that people are gonna agree with it. You know, like, and it's crazy because what type of person would I have to be to argue that you don't drink? Why am I invested in getting you to drink? What do you get out of it? You know, you don't get anything out of it. Like I'm gonna drink, right? Hold on really quick. Hey Trey, close your door. So I have no incentive to get you to drink. I have no incentive to get you to smoke. I have no incentive to get you to go sleep around. Like it's not connected to my life at all. You say you're this type of person, cool. You know what I mean? Like that means when we hang out, instead of us going to the bar, we'll just go to the bowling alley. You get what I'm saying?
Or to the restaurant or whatever.
Restaurant, you could just go do different things with different people. And it's interesting because a few days ago I had an interview with this dude, and he was saying that like, yo, you know, like you grew up in the streets. Do your friends treat you different now because you know you don't do the same things they do? I say no, I just control the environment. You know, I invite certain people to come do certain things. I invite my other friends to go do other things. You know, my friends that are still in the streets, I'm not gonna take them on a trip to go travel the world and stuff. They don't do that stuff. You know, like they live a different life. I'll just take them to go play basketball. My friends who don't know how to play basketball, just maybe we do other things. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not into playing basketball. Maybe we'll just go have a coffee.
Perfectly. And I wanted to talk about that before, but it's great that you talk about that. See, many people will consider you successful. Many other people will say this guy is rich. So he surely must have like just cut every friend from the street or whatever away from his life. How do you deal with that? Because I fucking hate when people say, cut your friends, fuck him. Do you, they do them. I fucking hate that. Because with this kind of power that you and me both have, we can like help people come out from their shell in some sort of way. So tell us about that.
All right. So it's kind of what we just talked about, that I don't need you to agree with everything I do and or say for us to be friends, right? Mm-hmm. Some of my friends who are still in the streets do dumb shit consistently every day. I'm tapped into the culture. I know what they're up to, right? I'm not gonna go do it. As a friend, it's my job to make them aware of what happens. You know, like, yo, I heard about this. Here could be your consequences, but they're grown, they're like developed now. They know what comes with it, right? So, just because they don't want to start an e-commerce store, you're not about to be cool. You know how much shit we've been through together. You know, like we're not gonna be friends anymore because they don't want to sell fucking watches to random people in Russia. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Our relationship is so much deeper than where I'm at now. You know, like these are my friends that when I had nothing, they were there. These are my friends that, you know, when it was time to ride, they were with me. You know what I mean? Like we have connections for different reasons. So a lot of people think that you have to cut off your friends and stuff like that because they can't manage relationships. You know what I'm saying? So some of my friends might not be interested in me talking about that I make money doing this or selling courses because that's a third world to them. They have no idea what I'm talking about. They make their money in a whole different way. So I'm not gonna sit around and talk about this shit. We can talk about sports. We can talk about, you know what I mean? We can talk about, oh, remember back in the day when we used to do this. We have relationships that are deeper than the idea of success, right? For some people, I have some friends that are 9 to 5 family guys, right? They get up, they go to work, they come home, they play with their kids, and that's what they do, right? If they're happy with their life, I have no room to like insult them. I have no room to criticize them. They're satisfied with their lives. The friends that I clash with are the friends who, let's say, are 9 to 5ers too, and they hate it. And they ask me, they're 9 to 5ers, they hate it, they want a different way out. They ask me for advice, and then they don't do shit after I told them what I think they could do, right? Then I'm like, hey, bro, we're just not going to talk about this anymore because you're a bullshitter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean we're not going to be friends. Like, and that's what's crazy. Like, how people can be divided by race, religion, political affiliations. Like, it doesn't work like that for me, you know, for where I'm at, who I hang out with, man. Some people who grew up in different neighborhoods that where I'm from, these people don't get along with those people. You get what I'm saying? And we're cool, you know, because we're men. We respect each other as men. So this is the way it works, man. I don't think everyone has to think like me, act like me, talk like me, speak like me, walk like me. It doesn't, you know.
There's only one Chris Johnson.
There's only one Chris Johnson. So some of my
you tweeted that. There's only one of me and a gazillion of you.
Oh yeah,
that tweet cracked me up. You like with shorts and white socks that people don't fucking use white socks that goes to your knees. Don't do that. But you can pull that out. You can pull it out. That was a fun tweet.
Yeah. I was standing on my car and shit. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But no, that's what it is. Like,
you were standing not in a car, on a fucking Tesla.
and somebody said too, like, you know how much it's gonna cost to, not to be too cocky, man, but it's always like, you know how much it costs to fix your roof? Like, you know how much money I make? You're like, it's all right. Fuck. But really, man, But when it comes to friends and stuff, I'm not one of those people that like cut people off because they don't think like me, act like me, talk like me. We have some type of commonality. That's why we're friends in the first place, you know. And that's just the way it is, you know. If you don't agree with me, who cares? We'll talk about something else. You know?
That's great. That's great, and it's a great lesson for the people hearing us out. It's not about division because of race, beliefs, religion, or whatever. It's about finding what makes us humans. You know, we all have the same struggles. We all need the money to, you know, live. We all want to be happy. We all want freedom. If can you imagine if we helped each other reach freedom? This would be a really different world.
Have you ever thought about this?
Tell me.
You understand what you understand, and it makes complete sense to you. And other people are like, no, I don't understand. Like, it's kind of, it's hard for me to explain, right? Because I don't understand it all the way. So if I can't explain something all the way, that means I don't understand it, right? You know what you know what you don't know, and then there's another layer to it, which is you don't know what you don't know, right? What I don't know that I don't know is something to be like, I don't understand why people can't see past colors. I don't see why people can't see past religion. I can't see why people can't see past like sexual preferences. I don't understand what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, it makes perfect sense. Like, you want to sit down and have a talk, and we talk about these things because we're into trying to live a better life. We have a lot in common, you know, like, but it's so crazy how like a lot of people in the world, like, I don't know if I'm gonna talk to him because he wears glasses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're gonna talk to him because he has those headphones. I like the new AirPods. You know, like, we're not on the same level. You know what I mean? Why would you?
I have Android. You have
Yeah,
Apple.
but it sounds funny and shit, but you realize that it is like that. People are like, why do people have tattoos? You know, you're like, who fucking cares, bro? Like, why do people do this? Why do some people want to be married? Why do some people not want to be married? Who cares? Like, unless you're married to someone who doesn't want to be married, you have no, like, you know, like, you have no, I don't know, you're not like invested in it. You're not invested in the differences with other people, you know?
Talking about tattoos,
Uh-huh.
you have a shit ton of tattoos. Do they have any meaning or just I want to look cool?
Yeah, they have meaning to them, man.
Would you like
But
to talk about that?
I got into tattoo. I got into the tattoo culture because my mom has tattoos, right?
Oh,
Yeah, my mom has tattoos, and everyone wants to be like their mom, you know? My dad doesn't have any tattoos, but he wasn't around when I was a kid. He was locked up, right?
okay.
My mom has tattoos, so I grew up and I started seeing people like, all right, she got a tattoo, she got this here, she got that there. When I become of age, I want to get tattoos too, right? And plus, just by nature, I'm a rebel, right? Like, I'm just like a rebel by nature, right? And all the rebels, they just like go mark their bodies and, you know, what they stand for, where they're from, all these type of things. They put that shit all over them. So at a young age, I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wait to get a bunch of tattoos. And Lil Wayne too. Lil Wayne gets some credit for that shit too, man, because he made that shit look cool. So,
Yeah, he looks cool. It makes him look cooler because that guy is ugly as fuck.
yeah, so it's just, but it's a part of the culture, like I said, man. It's all about like the upbringing and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, where I'm from, you're cool, you had tattoos, you marked your body, you did these things. I follow suit, and I think this shit's cool, and I think I appreciate the art behind it. But yeah, there's like a bunch of meaningful tattoos that I have. You know, like some things I stand on. Some like this is a Martin Luther King quote.
Yes.
Is the ultimate measures of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Right. So basically, when everything is going right for you, I'm not going to judge you and tell you what type of person you are. You know what I mean? Everything's going right. It's too easy. It's too easy to say you're a good person because your life is good. You know, that I'm not out here worried about this, that, and the third. Therefore, I just look like this outstanding individual. But when shit hits the fan and I have to face a challenge, I have to face some type of, you know, issues. When my back's against the wall, kind of decisions am I going to make? And that's where someone needs to be judged. I love that quote, right?
It's a beautiful quote.
Yeah, this one is, you know, the Lion King, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Simba.
Simba. Uh, so I got this. I my favorite movie, and then I'm going to have a son, and he's going to be the Simba to, you know, my
To
throne.
you. You're gonna be Mufasa.
I become Mufasa. So
Chris Mufasa.
I always thought of myself as Simba, and then I become a father, and now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have a son one day, and he's going to be the Simba now, and I moved to Mufasa. It's like a stage of the life. I really like the concept of the Lion King. It's a dope ass movie. This right here is a tiger. It's fucking a fearless beast. This is the logo to my company. I don't know if I can see.
Oh, you tattoo your logo in your wrist.
Oh,
there it is, Father Time.
Yeah, there he goes, right there. So, yeah, I just got like a bunch of things. This is like a passage I wrote about my family. And it became a strip show right here. Some initials for my grandma, my mom. I have a big ass lion on my chest. Yeah, I just got a bunch of stuff, man, and it all at a moment in time. It all had its time and its place for principles and concepts that I think will outlast my physical form.
You talked about something that caught very much my attention. I'll ask the question. It's a little bit personal, but you do you. I read the stats on African American households. 70% of them grow without a father, are fatherless. Your father was locked up when you were a child. How did you deal with that, man?
All right. So when it comes to not for a man to not have another man, it's almost like, okay, wait, let me start here. Did you have your father in your life?
Yes.
If your father wasn't in your life and your uncles came around you, they could teach you the same things that your dad would have taught you, right? So I didn't have my father, but if somebody else teaches me the same things of learning how to be a man, I still get the message, right? So
Yes.
on the intimate side, I'm missing something because it's my father. But on the development side, as long as somebody teaches me something, I'm good, right? So the real problem is when you don't have a father figure, right? Not having a father might just be out of circumstance. Not having a father figure might leave you fucked up in the world,
Yes.
right?
So, you have your father figures.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to get a mentor at a very young age, and he kind of stepped in and filled the role as my father, and he taught me about life, and he taught me about development, and he taught me about manhood. He taught me these things. So
Is he still in your life?
Yeah, we're still good. Yeah.
Is he like an uncle or something?
No,
a stepfather?
He was just a dude that lived across the street from me, man.
Shit.
He just lived across the street from me.
So you got lucky.
Yeah, I just got
pure luck.
But also, when my father went to jail, I was 4 years old, and my mom met another man, and she's been with this dude for 17, 18 years. And although we aren't like super close, the things that I've learned from him also like carry on for a while, because I lived in the same household as him when he wasn't in prison and stuff, because he went in and out of jail too. So, yeah, I think it's more of the not having a father figure than it is not having your actual father. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
On the development side, on the intimate side, of course, you want to know who your father is, and you want a relationship with your actual father. But yeah, then he got out of jail. He went when I was 4. He got out when I was in high school, and then we hung out. Man, we hung out for some years. We became really close, and he passed away from cancer. So
wow.
That just sucked, man. That just sucked. But I kind of talked about this last night, but my life changed for the better after my dad died. Because he got out of prison, and that was like my safety net. Like if I got into some shit, my dad was right there with me. If I needed something, my dad could get it from me. He was my safety net. He was my provider. He was in charge of my well-being. If I ever needed anything, he was there, right? Not just for me, but for my siblings as well. I'm the middle of 7 children, right? And then he passed away, and then you realize you have no safety net, right? You have no safety net. If shit hits the fan, it's on you, right? Like, and if you don't have a safety net, your siblings don't have a safety net. So you have to become their safety net, So it just makes you develop a lot quicker, I think I was 21 when he passed away, but you realize, like, this shit ain't a game no more, like, I got brothers and sisters who do things, and now they have children, and our dad is gone. Someone's got to fucking step up. So because I I was conscious of what was going on and how not having a father would affect the family. Like he's gone forever. He's not coming home one day. You can't pick up the phone and call him, you know? So I started making more bold decisions, right? And I started realizing that I'm responsible for my own well-being. I'm responsible for my own health. I'm responsible for my own safety. And then when you have a family, you're responsible for their health, their safety, not their health, their safety and their well-being, right? They're
Yes.
responsible for their own health. You have to lead them there, but they're responsible for their own. So it just kind of makes you man up. The faster you man up in the world, the better your life will become, right? So you'll notice that you might find some people who are 27, 28, they're no different mentally than 16, 17-year-olds, right? They haven't chose to leave one life of the adolescence for adulthood. The faster they do that, the faster their life changes, right? So I made the decision really early on. My father had passed away. Um, and yeah, that was that, man. That was like my story, my history of, my relationship with my father.
So you told me about your wishes to be the Mufasa of your Simba, of your child. What do you mean by that? How would you raise a children today and age, seeing all like the things that are happening right now in the United States?
I think you have to give them. My job as a father is to make sure that my kids are okay if I'm not around, right? That they're good if I were to die, right? If I were to die, all of my future children, all of my children, everybody is supposed to be able to live a life without me. So there's certain things that I have to teach them uh, when they become of age to learn, right? Certain things their mom can teach them, certain things I have to teach them, right? Making good decisions, right? Your whole life is based on decisions that are made for you and the decisions you make yourself, right? That's it. The first 18 years of your son and your future son's life is based on the decisions that you're going to make, right? Either you're going to choose to teach them these things, you're going to choose to lead them in this direction, you're going to choose to get a college degree so you can start earning more, whatever you choose, right? So I have to teach. I would have to teach Simba to make decisions, right? I would have to make to drown distractions. Now there's a technological revolution that's going on, and it's stealing everyone's attention, right?
Yes.
We think it's fun. We think it's all fun and games until you realize you've been sitting on fucking YouTube for 16 hours in a day, right? So just how to make sound decisions, how to focus on things, how to be a person of quality, right? So whatever the qualities are of society, you become a person of those.
Which qualities would you teach him?
Like just like honesty is probably the most important. That you're an honest person. Um, Not everyone's gonna agree with what you do or what you say, or how you feel, but everyone respects honesty. Um, so just being a man of like honor, identifying things that you're willing to die for. It's something I have to teach my son. There's certain
What are
things.
you willing to die for, Chris?
My family,
Who
uh,
is your family right now?
man,
Or who are your family?
it's not by it's really even not by name, man. There's so many people that I'm
No, you
connected.
don't have to sell like names. Just like, for example, my girlfriend, my brother.
So my girl, um, her son, my brother, my sisters, their kids, my mother, my stepdad, cousins. It's the whole family. So one, my family is something I'm willing to die for. The second thing is my beliefs, right? If my beliefs were ever one day to lead to the point of me getting like dying for them, then that's what I'll die for. You know what I'm saying? So my beliefs are like freedom.
Hmm.
Yeah. So uh,
What do you believe in besides, your love for family?
uh,
Love for country, for example?
yeah,
You were in the military.
yeah, we love for your country, but not necessarily, right? Um, when I went through the cycle that I went through, when I went through the war, it was just something that I had to do. So not to say it wasn't a conscious decision because it is, but it's just something you had to do. when you take a step back, you realize nobody's actually threatening your country. You know what I mean? Like, no, there's no real threat to your country that's here. If there would, then yeah, of course I'd die for it. You know, but you start to realize that a lot of things going on overseas are completely political. Hey, do we have more wings? Can I have some, please? Huh? And somebody drink, please. Thanks. All right. So yeah, the safety and well-being of people that you care for. So it could be your family, it could be your community, it could be your country if the circumstances are right. My beliefs of freedom and having complete control of my life. Um, this another thing. So for instance, like people trying to force you to do things that you don't want to do. Something I'm willing to die for. I'm not going to do. You know. Yeah, just simple things like that. So teaching someone what they're willing to die for is very important because it teaches them what they're willing to live for, right? Like
Yes.
you live for a better future, you live for these moments, you live for your family, you live for opportunity, you live, to share love with people. So you know what you die for, you know what you're willing to live for. You can teach your kids this, they're gonna be sound individuals, right? So it's my job to teach my children just how to be a good individual, right? They're going to have their own personalities. They're going to make their own decisions, but I just want them to be within the realms of being a good person, right? So, yeah, man, that's about it. So
Wow.
I think I'll be a little. I won't be as strict. I think a lot of parents are strict. I don't think I'll be as strict as long as they fit this mold of telling the truth, having a backbone, uh, caring for each other, things like that.
That's nice, man. As a father, I can tell you, you hit the nail. Teaching your sons like honor, respect, truth, and teaching them that they have to find something that they are willing to give their life for, and also something they want to live in their life.
Yeah.
That's deep stuff.
Yeah, it's purpose, man. It's finding a purpose, and you lead them and guide you would lead them and guide them to finding a purpose.
Talking about your purpose and stuff, I want to do a flip. We've talked about how do you make your dealings, your offers, your money. I want to talk about you and how you deal with stress, because it's something that everybody experiences some kind of friction with life. How do you deal with that friction?
All right, here we go. The first thing you have to realize is everything is temporary, right? And you can't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. So I'm mad at my brother. I'm not gonna tell him like, don't ever fucking talk to me again. We're just mad at each other for this amount of time. We understand that. So we talk shit to each other and we'll go play basketball later. Every stressful situation kind of boils down to that. You realize that it's just a situation. It's not life anymore. Like it's not life. So what I like to do is whenever there's like some type of emergency or something, or you have to make a really solid or hard decision, you think of the best case scenario, right? You think of the best case scenario, you think of the worst case scenario, and then you think about what's most likely going to happen. A lot of times when shit hits the fan for people, they always think about the worst case scenario. Then they start making decisions in their mind based on the perception of the worst case scenario possible. But they never consider the best case scenario, and they never consider what's most likely to happen. I consider myself a realist, so I make decisions based on I think what's most likely going to happen and what's going on right now in this moment. So handling stress boils down to realizing that everything is temporary. And then there's ways to just relieve stress that you can do. Like, for instance, I learned at a very early age because I used to fight a lot. I learned that it's hard to be mad when you're out of breath, right? Next time you get super fucking mad at somebody or something, go run or do something, right? And I bet you breathing will be way more fucking important than anger.
Shit, that's some actionable advice, man.
Hard to be, it's hard to be angry. I had to learn. I had to learn how to control my anger, man. But it's hard to be angry if you can't breathe. Like, so that's just something I would like learn. Like, I've had like a punching bag growing up. I always had like a punching bag and weights, and I would just like go punch on the punching bag, and like you're beating this punching bag because
You're
you're
mad.
angry, and then you realize like,
Oh shit, I can't breathe.
yeah, let me sit down and get some fucking water real quick. You know, like it's hard, man. So that's why I love sports, bro. So that's why
Wow.
like, because I can be mad and I can go play basketball, and I'm like, man, I can't even run up and down this court at full speed. How can I be mad at something? You know, like, and then
That's how you deal with the present. What about the future? Anxiety. You know, anxiety is just the fear of the future.
I don't know. I just focus on right now, man. I always think I don't like to think about the future too much. I think if I keep making good decisions, my future inevitable
Inevitably.
is going to be good, right? But I can't worry about the future too much. The future is a collection of decisions from the past. The past is
Something you cannot change.
the past is something you can't change. Future also is like a representation of what you're doing in the present. So as long as I focus on today, tomorrow's gonna be all right. You know, I can't wake up and think about what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, man, I have a flight tomorrow. I have a 12-hour flight to go to Germany, right? I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Maybe somebody might go to the airport and start shooting some shit up. I don't know. Nor do I care. You know what I mean? Like, I just have to focus on today. I gotta finish my wings first. You know, like, there's things I gotta do right now. You know, I can't really focus on the future. So usually when people ask me about the future, the only thing that I do have planned for the future is to be healthier and wealthier. You know, because I think I can control those things. That's it. Everything else is kind of out of my control.
Damn, man, that was straight up actionable advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so simple. People like overcomplicating. How do you deal with overcomplication? Because right now you figured out how to monetize your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess that you didn't actually know about this. Like, let's say 6 years ago.
Okay.
How did you manage the overcomplication phase of creating a new product,
Okay.
making money online, and that kind of topics?
Okay. So my like background or history with money and finance, it all starts with the stock market, right? I learned about the stock market first. That was my first thing I did when I was 20 years old. I'm 27, 7 years ago. So you learn, but if you're learning about the stock market, you go, all right, here's a company. How does this company make money, right? What is the company going to do in the future to make money? What is what new products do they have? What new services do they have? What new programs do they have to make money for the future, right? Also, what do they owe? If I tell you I made $1 million, but I owe $1 million, I don't have anything. So you start learning about what do they owe, right? What are they going to owe in the future? Because they can have bills coming in the future. So then, just naturally, if you're looking at a company like Nike and you go, yeah, Nike's doing really good right now, but you have to think about the future. Where are they going to be in 5 years? Where are they going to be in 10 years? So then something as simple as like Nike's releasing a new shoe. The reason why Nike's going to get money by releasing a new shoe is because thousands, if not millions, of people are going to go buy this shoe, right? Makes sense. This is like basic. This is how companies work, right? So then you realize like eventually you're going to come to the conclusion that you don't have to be Nike to make a shoe, or you could look at yourself like a stock. What am I going to do in the future to make money? What am I going to do in the future to cut down my debts? You know, so you start looking at yourself like that, and you say, oh, okay, well, I can release something the same way Nike would. Nike's going to release this new shoe from this new athlete that they signed in 20 months. All right, cool. I'm going to release a new program in 20 months. I'm going to release a new something in 20 months. I'm going to get a new job in 20 months. So you start looking at yourself like that. What am I going to do in the future so I can earn more? What am I going to do in the future? What am I going to do in the future so I can start cutting back on some of the things that that I would owe, right? So then after I started learning about the stock market, of course, in order to invest in the stock market, you have to have some money, right? You don't have money to invest in the stock market if you spend it all, right? Like So that was my first thing. My whole first thing was I wanted to learn about the stock market because my cousin was into stock market. He's one of my role models. He's one of my mentors. So I needed to find a way to have extra money at the end of my paycheck so I can invest in the stock market. So now I need to think about, what am I spending my money on? You know, okay, if I make $2,000 a month and I don't have rent because I live in the Army barracks, I don't have a food bill, I have cable, I have this, blah, blah, blah. Then you're like, all right, I need to come up with a budget. I'm gonna come up with this budget, and then everything that I have left over, why not invest it? Because that money can make me more money in the future. So then, to speed this whole process up, after you analyze a bunch of companies over and over, after you analyze your own budget over and over, you start to realize that things are very simple if you understand them. If you do not understand something, you cannot explain it, and it's just not simple to you. I don't know if you noticed, but on my Twitter, I speak in really basic terms, right? I don't go throwing out future like concepts about this and this and this. I speak about really, really basic shit. Buy a bottle of water for $1, sell it for $1.50, do it 100 times. That's how I speak, right? Because I have a basic understanding of e-commerce. I have a basic understanding of like how money is made. So also, like, I think reading comprehension comes into play, because then what happens is you start reading books, you start reading articles, and you want to know what is the message that the author is trying to convey. So if I'm reading a book about the stock market, they might give me actual numbers and actual strategies and actual events that took place, but what are they trying to get me to understand, right? And the faster you get, faster you can start understanding what you need to be understanding, the more simple everything is, right? So that's kind of like how I like wanted to structure my life. I wanted everything to be simple. And I think it's just going to play out good in the long run, because eventually someone's going to have to take over my empire. And like Warren Buffett says, like if I can buy a company that their success isn't built around management, then I can fire their management and bring any other management in there, right? Like Starbucks, as long as their coffee tastes good and they have a nice environment, doesn't matter who the manager is, doesn't matter who the CEO is, doesn't matter who any of these things are, right? So if you have a complicated life, if you have a complicated business, you can't just replace things, you know, like you can't, like, I can't say, hey, it's time for me to pack up and move to a different state because I got shit scattered everywhere. So
you're talking about replicable, simple systems.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's repetitive. You keep things repetitive, and then you get the power of compounding interest, right? So it's just kind of it all started with the stock market, and I realized like I wanted to understand things at the very basic level. And if I can understand things at the basic level, if I can explain things at the basic level, I can explain things to everybody, and that's kind of how my Twitter grows, because I can explain things to people in a simple way.
I like that. Not only as a foreign speaker, let's call it like that, but from the marketing perspective, talking in simple, almost dumb terms, man, it makes the difference in the amount of engagement and attention that you get. And the thing is that you could complicate it with big words, big complicated dictionary words, but you don't do it because you know it doesn't work.
Yep. And it kind of limits my audience. So for instance, imagine if I'm on Twitter and I'm talking about my watch company, and I start talking about gross profit, and I start talking about taxes for the quarter, and I talk about these things, and I talk about, these type of taxes, tax exemptions, tax deductions. I talk about, shipping costs. I talk about how laws affect, my custom tax bill, blah, blah. I'm talking about all these things. People who have no idea how e-commerce works or building a brand works, it's going to look intimidating to them, right? But if I have a message like, I bought a bottle of water for $1, sold it for $150. I did it 400 times and I bought a new car. That's intriguing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, intriguing. You're like, wait, all you did was sell water. That's much how business works. Like, you think about it. What does Nike do? They sell shoes. They sell clothes. If you were to go look in their books, they have all types of things going on. But the very basics of it, they sell shoes and they sell clothes, right? So I figured if I want to convey a message to a lot of people, to get a lot of people interested in what I'm doing, I have to keep it simple. Because I might not tell somebody, not tell somebody that they have a custom tax bill on their shipments, because that might scare them off, right? Even though that custom tax bill might be $15. But just talking about it all the time, it's going to make someone who's foreign to the concept say, oh man, then I got to go learn about this and I got to go learn about that. You know, like I don't want to scare people off, man. I want to let people know, here are the benefits. You're going to cross certain roads when you get there. I'm not going to make sure you're not blindsided. You're going to cross certain roads when you get there. But until you get there, that shit is fucking easy. You got to watch. Hey, I got to watch. Hey, I got a potato. Do you want it? Too easy, right? So I just keep it simple, man.
I like that. I like that. I like keeping things simple, and I guess that's why I guess my account has grown, because I don't know many words in English. I just use the ones I know.
I got 40 words, man. Let me make 4 sentences. I hope people like this shit.
And they do. I've had many tweets like with 4,000 likes and stuff. That man, if I only had thrown away my fear of making money online before, shit, I would be like fucking rich right now. It took me 10 fucking stupid years to throw away that fear and start showcasing what I do to the public. And the thing is that I've received more love than hate. It's amazing. It's amazing. And that love people send me, not only like words and testimonials, but with money also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shit, man, that inspires one to teach other people and to keep producing.
So it took you 10 years.
10 years, man. I'm 31. I just look young. I have like baby face superpower.
So you started your journey at 21. So
well, I started at like 19, but I just keep it simple. 10 years.
Okay. So check this out. The way I see like fatherhood and stuff is like, imagine where your son's going to be if he knows what you knew at 19 at 10, because you start introducing him to simple concepts, you know? Yes. So his 10 years in the game, when he's 20, he's like, damn, man, like, I know all this shit, you know? Like, you just want to cut the processing time in half for your children, you know? That's what's like beautiful. The further you go in life, the further your kids are going to start off, you know? Yes. Like, I would imagine one day I'm going to explain something to my daughter about how I grew up and shit, and she's going to be like,
what?
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, she's like, wait, what? Why didn't you just call it Uber, Dad? You know, like, it's just like, it's just the way it works, you know?
I see like my father and my mother with a freaking iPhone. I was born when we didn't have those kind of things, and it's still, man, having a control remote in my hand and pressing change channel, to me, it still amazes me. Look, like, it's crazy. I do that, like, I don't watch too much TV, but for my son, I just sometimes to appease the beast. Here's some Paw Patrol. Watch it, and I still get like, wow, shit! I could push a button and the thing just changes the channel.
But it's gonna be second nature to him. Like, yeah, if I press this button, that thing moves.
Dude, the guy thinks that every screen is touch screen, so he just like, you know, everything. And to me, touch screen, that's like new technology.
Yeah, it's new technology to you. To him, it's gonna be old. He's like, oh, touch screen. That was so 2018, you know.
And I can just imagine his sons like with things in their eyes, and they just think, search for whatever, and it appears in their like memory or something.
Man, so that's what's crazy. So the further ahead you start, the more your kids have access to things like that. So it's like, it's almost selfish in a way to not develop yourself. You're gonna cheat your loved ones out, you know, because then you won't have any information to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to go get it from other places. And if they have to go get it from other places, it might be bad information. I tell myself, if my kids go to college, I failed. Like, I tell myself this all the time. If they end up going to college, I failed. Unless they want to be like some type of doctor or something. But
Mm-hmm.
I imagine my kids like, oh yeah, I want to go to college and study business. I fucking failed. You know, like study business. What?
You have a fucking business father here right now.
Exactly. That means I didn't give them good information. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they should be selling these potatoes
No,
for me.
and it's good that you make the distinction.
Yeah.
For example, if they want to be a doctor, well, there's a requirement to be a doctor. When you want a doctor, you want to see the wall filled with titles before that person like sticking the finger up your butt.
But you want to know what's crazy?
Tell me.
Let's say my daughter wants to be a doctor, right? You know what I'm gonna talk to her about? Stress. Say, do you really want the health and well-being of other people that you don't know and you're not attached to the outcome in your hands? You want that? You know? Or you could just be on the beach playing volleyball and live a good life, you know? Like we gotta keep this shit simple, man. That shit's stressful, you know?
Shit, it is, man. I cannot believe how that's how to be a fucking superpower. You see like people chopping their heads off and trying to stitch it back together. Wow, that had to be.
And someone can do it. Someone can fucking do it. Someone's smart enough and skilled enough to know how to do it, right? So imagine the stress. We see it's like you watch basketball at all, the game's on the line, someone shoots a free throw, right? They have the skill to shoot the free throw, but the game's on the line. Imagine the stress. So imagine the stress of a surgeon. I don't want that stress. No, because we can, hey, yo, we can create a different living a different way. You know, like we can sell used tires, like, and it's just not stressful at all.
That's the thing. You just said something. You can sell used tires.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand about making money online is that you can sell shit. I gave you a sample. A fucking potato with something printed in top of it. You can sell whatever the fuck you want. The thing is that you need to renounce that fear and just showcase what you do.
Yep.
And drive traffic to your offer.
So, in our country, I think a lot of people are suffering from the ghost of the American dream. Okay? The American dream, it was put on TV. It was put in our movies. It was put this way. Just the way it looked. You you grow up. You
get a job.
You get a job. Well, you go to school first.
Go.
Job, then you buy this house that's a really nice house. And you raise your family. You have a nice vehicle that's safe for your family, and the dog even fits in the fucking van. And you have a credit card, and you just swipe your card whenever you go to coffee with your people or whatever you want, some damn new clothes, right? That's what it looks like on the outside, and it looks fucking amazing. If you watch one of these fucking movies, it looks cool, right? If you look from the practical standpoint, when you went to school, you went in debt. When you bought the house, you went in debt. When you got a job, you have to stay at the job so you can keep paying for your debt. If you don't like your job, who gives a shit? You got debt to pay for, right? So I think a lot of people are suffering from the second effects or the third effects of the American dream, right? And this is a trigger.
The part that it never makes it to the movie.
Makes it to the movie, right? So then a part of the American dream was selling prestige, right? Like selling the idea that you are somebody in society, right?
Expensive cars, expensive house, expensive everything.
Well, not only that, you're a lawyer. You know, you're a lawyer. You're
a doctor. You're a firefighter or whatever.
Certain things have all this prestige to it, right? And people even start falling in love with these things. They fall in love with the prestige. And I don't give a fuck about that shit, right? Like, I don't care about it at all. I have an advantage that I don't know no fucking doctor. So if somebody came and told me you're a doctor, I'd be like, what's up? Like, I don't fucking care, right? And the beauty of that is that, like, I'm cool just selling printers online. You know what I mean? As long as I have money, I don't care. Like, I don't care what you think about me or what the world thinks about me if I have enough money to be free, you know? Like, so And I'm gonna try to convey this to my kids. Like, do you want to go be a surgeon? It's good. You're helping society, but it's stressful. Or you can just sell tires. You don't have to sell the tires. You're just gonna own the company that sells the tires, and then you can take your free time because you have a business manager. You're gonna take your free time, and we're gonna go travel the world and play volleyball on different beaches. You know, like let's do it that way. So that's
That's
what
a way to keep it simple.
that's what,
Just
if my kids go to school, man, I feel I didn't brainwash them.
so this is the nappy boy's dream.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Like, all right, look, we're going on vacation. Like, cool, let's go. You know, I don't want people worried about where their money's gonna come from or where any of that shit's gonna come. I gotta brainwash my kids, man. I want my kids like walking up to people like,
What
"Sir,
the
do you want to buy lemonade?" Like, hell, tell that shit. And then, or let's say in the future my daughter is not good at selling lemonade. I'm like, all right, look, this is what you need to do because you fucking suck, right? You suck. What you need to do is you need to scout all these fucking kids. You need to find who's the best at selling lemonade and make them work for you. Fucking make them work for you. You gotta offer them a good. Every time they sell some lemonade, you should get a cut. So you need to either you need to control the supply of lemonade, or you need to bring the sugar to the table. But you got to get a piece of that.
Yo, you just remind me of something I used to I did in school when I was like 10 years old. Hear this out. So you remember, did you watch Pokemon when you were?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I did. I had a friend who lived next door. He had the only color printer like in Dominican Republic. Fuck, I told the guy, hey, could you print this Pokemon to just give it to me? Dude, the guy printed the Pokemons. I cut the Pokemons. I got like tape, transparent tape, put tape in one side and tape in the other side, like plastified, and put, how do you call this? There's a tape that it has like two-face, like sticky two-face. I put the sticky thing there. That's a sticker. I went to the school and began selling that shit. So that time I was selling it for 5 pesos. 5 pesos back then. I'm talking about 20 years ago. That was a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
The dollar wasn't that expensive back then. And the thing is, I got caught in the school, and they destroyed my business.
Yeah.
The thing is that after my father, they told my father, come, we have to talk. They told him about that. The thing is that my father never told me, like, you're doing good with that, son. Keep doing it. But, like outside school, that fucking shit destroyed my my fire to sell stuff. Because it brought the fear of God of being like slapped in the face by the principal. Well, he didn't slap me, but figuratively. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it instilled the fear of God in my soul, and I just, man, shit, I just wish I had that guidance from my.
You're doing good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but my father is like the best father ever, but he's not a salesman.
Yeah.
So I that destroyed my hunger to sell shit to other people, and it took me from the age of 19 to like 30 to break out of of that shell, at least in the online world. Outside, offline, I sell a lot of shit with my web design and my current skills. So, look, Chris, we're nearing the third hour.
Yeah, let's
I want to ask you one last favor.
Okay.
Just a simple message to the viewers. What is like the main message you want the viewers to take off from this conversation we had?
I want all the viewers to know that if you think you deserve a good life, go fucking make one. If you think you deserve to live in luxury, it's on you to go get it, right? The world will try to stop you. They'll call you things like selfish. They'll call you things like greedy. But they've never experienced any of this shit for themselves. They're projecting their fears onto you. The foundation of success is found in confidence. You build confidence by proving things to yourself over and over and over again. Become confident, make a lot of money, have great sex, and travel the world. That's out.
That's a great ending, my friend. Thank you so much for this 3 hours of pure hustling mindset, man. I'm fucking fire right now. It's almost 10 o'clock here in my country. I don't want to go to sleep. I just want to go and fucking make some money right now. Thank you.
Potatoes, bro.
Thank you. I'm going to stop the recording right now, but I want to talk with you just a little bit more. So see you people. We're going to talk business right now.